evening, my friends. Happy Friday. Oh man, it's really good to see you guys. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go live tonight. I knew in theory that I wanted to because I know I'm seeing a lot of comments. Clever, please come on, dude. Like, I guess when I go woo, it hypes him up and then he starts like chewing on stuff. Can you not right now? Thanks, buddy. I know. I love you too. I love you very much. You're a good boy. Just, chill the fuck out. Can you like handle that, please? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anyways, Clubber says hi, guys. So excuse me. So yeah, I've been seeing some comments. People have been, oh my god, what happened to your live last night? I thought it was only blocked in like certain countries. I played like that level 42 song at the beginning of my stream yesterday. And I figured maybe I'd get like a ding where like I wouldn't be eligible for ads, but because I don't give a shit about ads. But the I guess you just can't see it. And it kind of sucks because there's like really good callers that called in. And I had a really good time. And we talked about some really great points. And I really enjoyed it, but unfortunately, it's not available, I guess. But I guess, I mean, I don't know. You won't be able to see the chat, but I could probably edit it and edit out that part and then repost it. Maybe. But I don't know. To me, it's not that big a deal, but I mean, some people, I guess, really wanted to see it. So, but so it's not blocked for you. So yeah, I think it's just in certain countries. Oh well. Anyway, so tonight we're just gonna chill. We're not gonna get too caught up in the whole Karen Reed stuff. I mean, we're gonna talk. I mean, it's gonna come up, but we're gonna talk about stuff surrounding the case. But tonight what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the link for Turtle Boy's defense fund. And then and pin that to the top of the chat. So if you guys are feeling generous, then help out our friend Aiden Carney, aka Turtle Boy, because he's got a long fight ahead of him. And so what I am gonna do, I am gonna go over MicroDots' new video. And but I'm gonna do that a little later. I stumbled onto something else, and I think what I'm gonna do is review that. Because I don't think we have yet. Let me see here real quick. Shut up. Okay, hold on. Not you, Bill. Sorry, Bill. It was the video. I didn't want to play the video that was playing there. So wow, okay, there's a couple of videos to go over here. Actually, no, there's just one. Just one. So Krusty Panties made a video. We're gonna go over Krusty Panties' newest video.
We're gonna ruin your life, and you might think we're not legally allowed to, but I assure you, you're wrong. I'm gonna fucking destroy you now. I'm gonna burn everything. You're fucked for life now. I'm gonna ruin your life.
Oh my god, Aiden is such a villain. He's so evil. Whatever will we do with the scourge of turtle?
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Andrea S., thank you so much. Be honest, Will. You just love hanging out with us on Friday. And that's what you sound like to me, by the way, Andrea S. I'm looking at your selfie in your car as your avatar. And I picture you saying it like this. Be honest, Will. You just love hanging out with us on a Friday night. I do. I love hanging out with you guys. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I just wasn't sure if I was going to because I had just gotten out of I went to the gym and it was a really God, it was such a beautiful day today. Beautiful. Like, I mean, it was cold, but like it was the kind of cold that I like where like the sun is shining. And like walking at the pace that I do, like it was just perfect in a t-shirt. It was just great. I took Clubber to the park afterwards. I just wasn't sure if I was going to feel up to going live tonight. And I wanted to. It was just like, I don't know. Wasn't sure if I felt like it, but now I'm here. Feel like it, which is what I was counting on happening. So, let's watch this bullshit video here.
Okay, I'm gonna make it sure that when anybody Googles your name, you'll never get a job again. That's my goal. I'm very fucking mean-hearted. I'm very cruel. This is what I like to do to my enemies. I don't like to just defeat them and ignore them and whatever, be above. No. I destroy you. I'm not one of those people who just moves on. I'm a vindictive cunt. And I'm not going to stop. We're just beginning here. I'm not going to stop destroying your life. Just destroying it. Like, I am going to take everything away from you that you love.
See, this is just fucking hilarious. Hold on, let's finish listening to Aiden being menacing.
I want you to feel as low as I did when I found out that you betrayed me. Wow.
So like you got this really menacing music going on, right? Which is really funny. And we talked about this. I think who was it that was on my panel? I think it was Boston Mike and Tom CPU. During the New Year's 12-hour stream, we went over the other video, the last video before this one that she dropped. And I mean, she knows how to, like, you know, add music and everything, but MicroDots like totally tore it apart, and MicroDots was just like, no, man, like that's just like a template and that's it. And it's like any asshole can do that. So like there goes any grace I give Krusty Panties. But she makes this video, and it's what's really funny about these videos now is like they're just these gasps for air. That's all they are, because like everything's out now. We're all aware of everything. Even her inner circle is imploding. It's actually hilarious. Her inner circle is imploding at the moment. And so she just sounds like a crazy idiot when she makes these videos. Like all this effort put into like making what point? Like there's no point. But they sure do act as entertainment. So
one thing I hear consistently is,
You just think Karen Reed is guilty because you hate Turtle Boy. That is simply not true. I think Karen Reed is
no, that's totally true.
guilty because she is guilty. And yes, I do hate.
Okay, you think Karen Reed is guilty because why? Because wait for it, she is guilty. Unbelievable. I mean, that's riveting shit right there. I'm convinced now. I'm convinced. That's all you needed to say. You believe Karen Reed is guilty because why? Why could you? Oh my God, no. Because she is guilty. But I have no actual explanation as to why she's guilty. She's just guilty because she's fucking guilty, you know? Because, I mean, why would I need an explanation? Why would I need to bring facts when I can just make a video and add a bunch of menacing and fucking weird, ominous music and make it seem like, you know, Karen Reed's guilty. Oh, I love how she does acknowledge the fact that she hates Turtle Boy, though. It's funny. This shit is just great.
I think Karen Reed is guilty because she is guilty. And yes, I do hate Turtle Boy. I'm entitled to. I used to be Turtle Boy.
She is entitled. That's absolutely true. Anyone who feels however they feel about Aiden, me, anybody, you're absolutely perfectly entitled to your feelings. Whether they be positive or negative feelings, doesn't matter. You're absolutely entitled to those feelings. But it doesn't mean that you are justified in those feelings. There's a difference. Being entitled to this, because really the things that we're entitled to, you know, like, gives a shit. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck what you think you're entitled to? I mean, yeah, you're entitled to do that, and you're entitled to feel that way. You're entitled to make a video, but it's funny because we're entitled to make fun of you for doing it too, which is just fucking great.
That was back before Turtle Boy became synonymous with Aiden Carney. Back when it was, in Aiden's words, an idea, a movement, a collective consciousness united by a common cause. We are all Turtle Boy, he would say, and I believed it, unaware that I was surrendering pieces of myself to something larger, something all-consuming and destructive. I didn't realize I had joined a cult until I looked around and saw it had swallowed my life whole. From the moment I first entered the
it's a cult, y'all.
world of Turtle Boy, I witnessed the immense power of social media. It was intoxicating at times, but in the wrong hands, it could become devastatingly destructive. Over time, I came to a sobering realization. Turtle Boy wasn't a revolution or a force for good. It was a scourge. I found myself at the forefront.
A scourge for what? Getting to the truth? Showing that you're a fucking piece of shit? A scourge for what? Like, because it's really funny. Every single clip that made Aiden seem so menacing at the beginning that she like mashed together, every single one of them is him responding to people who have been harassing him. Every single one of them. I guarantee it. Every single one of them was absolutely a response to someone who is harassing him. Because he is trying to get to the truth. Absolutely, Richie. Absolutely. Totally.
Arbitrarily tearing others down, not for justice or truth, but solely to line Aiden's pockets and fuel his insatiable ego. I hate that I contributed to it, that I helped revive it when it was on the verge of withering away and dying. I hate the suppression of free thought and the stifling of expression that pervades the space Turtle Boy occupies. To be completely honest, I hate Turtle Boy far more than I hate Aiden Carney. On his own, he's just a small, weak man with thin...
Wait. Like, this is someone who just like made an artistic-ish video of themselves unraveling. This shit is fucking hilarious. Like, she's just unraveling. I hate Turtle Boy, but I have to say that I hate Turtle Boy more than I hate Aiden Carney, because Turtle Boy and Aiden Carney are different people. One is an alter ego, and Turtle Boy, the Turtle Boy side of him, is an entity, and it's a force that is just the scourge all over Massachusetts and now the interwebs all over the world. People from all over the world hear Aiden Carney, but they don't hear Aiden Carney. They hear Turtle Boy, and Turtle Boy's not a real person. He's a cult. He's an idea, and he's infecting the interwebs with this idea. Jesus, lady. Like, have you heard of masturbation, Krusty Panties? It's a legit question. Have you ever heard of masturbation? Because it's proven to be a useful tool in treating whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what you call it, but whatever the fuck that is, like, I've seen it work. I've seen it happen. I've seen someone just say fuck the world and just decide that it's not, you know, somehow some violation of some vow that you made with your own body at some point, or, you know, God forbid, you know, you're a victim of abuse or something that doesn't belong to your abuser anymore, and so you don't do this or that. But, you know, I'm trying to tell you, it's totally okay. They used to call it self-pollution back in the day. We don't live in those times anymore, Krusty. Okay? I want to be very clear about that, and I want to be very helpful as much as I can. We don't live in those times anymore. Okay? It's not considered self-pollution anymore. It's actually proven to be very therapeutic. Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's just I feel like in your brain there's, like, I see like a whole bunch of like behind a stereo back in 1991, what the wires look like. I feel like that's what's going on in your brain. And then if you just, you know, just go to town on yourself, it'll unravel the wiring. I feel like it will. I'm just trying to help. I don't know if you've tried it. Maybe. I'm not saying it'll work. I'm saying try it. Just don't tell anybody about it. Don't send any pictures to anybody. Don't do anything like that. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to know about it. We don't need updates. But I'm just saying, give it a shot. Give it an old tug.
Skin and a mean streak. But the toxic little corner he carved out has grown exponentially, enabling him to exercise his cruelty in ways not even I would have expected.
Every time you fucking cry about that and say, oh, he's attacking the family, I get fucking hard. I love it. I love it. And there's nothing you can do about it.
And above all, I hate my own participation. I hate how long it took me to walk.
The irony of all that is, like, he's saying that for the sole purpose of making people like her mad. That's the entire purpose. The entire purpose is to make her and anyone who thinks like her angry. And I mean, what this is like a tribute to Turtle Boy. This is what this is. If I was Turtle Boy, I would see this as a tribute. I would totally see this as like some sort of like shrine created for me. I would be like flattered. I'd be like, fuck yes. Like, this guy did everything that he possibly could to piss you off because you suck so fucking bad. He did everything that he could to piss you off in so many different periods of time. And then you took all those periods of times, bunched them up together in a fucking video. You basically fucking framed it like a memento. You framed his greatest hits of how much every little effort when he does his live streams was made to piss you off.
Away. At first, being asked to write for Turtle Boy felt like a compliment, recognition of my writing skills and appreciation of my talent. But now I realize I was likely chosen not for my abilities, but because I was weak. An eager, engaged fan with a sordid and troubled personal history documented just enough on social media to attract a kind of nefarious predator I hadn't even considered existed. I knew what toxic relationships looked.
I feel like I'm watching video footage from like 2001. And this is just because I have no time frame for any of this shit. It's like it looks like so long ago.
Looked like. Truth be told, they are all I have
It's
ever
probably
known.
only like 3 years,
But
3 years
a
old.
toxic professional relationship? That was unfathomable to me at the time. Leave it to me to add that to my repertoire. I've always had a knack for finding self-destruction in the most unlikely places.
Get out of town.
In the 2 years I wrote for Turtle Boy Sports, as it was called back then, I got to know Aiden Carney way more than I ever really wanted to. I found him to be rude, self-centered,
What's up, Nazma?
bullish, and cruel. I didn't personally like him, but then again, most people around didn't either. They just feared him. By 2020, I was done. I was tired of the blog. It had done nothing but cause more chaos and upheaval in my life, stealing even more precious time away from my children. Aiden was barely paying me, and our goals and morals.
Like the title of this fucking this dumb shit is called "I was charged with a felony. Here's why." Can't wait to find out what she thinks she was charged with a felony for.
Had split so far apart that even online spectators could see the growing fracture. Aiden wanted to make money and grow his presence by any means necessary. The weight of the guilt I was carrying from harming others was too large for me to ignore anymore. One more straw on my proverbial back.
How's the weight now? How's your back doing? How's that fucking hump that you fucking carry around like right now? How is that? Like, because you're doing some real fucked up shit to people. Like constantly. Like I watch your fucking tweets. Like you are constantly doing fucked up shit to people. Your entire existence is you doing fucked up shit. That's what you're known for. You're not known for anything other than somebody who just sits there on Twitter being disgusting. Just sitting there fucking being nasty with her fingertips. Fucking like so gross. People can smell your hair through your tweets. But, you know, it was before, though, that you were hurting people. Not now. Not the stuff that's going to come out in Aiden's trial. Not any of that. Okay.
And I knew I was going to snap. I could barely contain my disdain for Aiden Carney, even in front of his followers.
You guys remember the eye roll show? When she got that big audience, and I realized someone was wrong that night because I'm like, can you share the fundraiser? Okay, remember, this is all about the fund. We're trying to raise money for Turtle Boy here. That's the whole purpose of this, right? And she rolled her eyes and said, not on my show. Bitch, it's not your show. You don't have a fucking show. You're a gutter muppet that has the...
I mean, it's so funny because, like, it's so Freudian. Like, she started off this video talking about You know, one thing that I hear a lot is that the only reason I hate Karen Reed, or the only reason I think Karen Reed is guilty, is because I hate Turtle Boy. And then, like, the whole video so far is about Turtle Boy. She goes, no, that's not true. I think Karen Reed is guilty. Wait for it. Because she's guilty. And that's it. Like, so she's already self-conscious about it. This is the kind of mind that you're dealing with here. Somebody who's already so self-conscious about making this video because she's afraid it's going to make her look like she's obsessed with Turtle Boy. But she's so, instead of going, well, you know what? If it comes off that way, maybe there's some truth to it. I probably better not even do that. Maybe I should make a video about how Karen Reed is actually guilty. Maybe that would be more productive. Maybe that would disprove my haters. But no, that's not what she does. Instead, she tries to disclaim this video, which is in and of itself proof that she only gives a shit about Turtle Boy. Doesn't give a fuck about the Karen Reed case. Because this video, in and of itself, is just proof of that. And she knew it. That's what's really funny about it. She knew it going into making the video, because she starts the video going on, talking about, well, one thing I hear a lot. It's clear. Like, the lack of self-awareness is always so fascinating to me. Like, it never occurs to these people that their actions are what dictates people's opinions about them. It's not, it has nothing to do with the words they say. It's the actions.
Privilege of being on my platform. That's it. You don't have a fucking show. It's my show. Let's be clear. She thought it was her show. No. Property of Turtle Boy, bitch. Fall back.
He's not wrong. I mean, you know how many times it hasn't happened that many times. I'm very, very careful about who I give that main wrench to. And I had somebody who reacted to me this very same way. I had my own Krusty Panties. Not Cherry, of course. Cherry is just was a breath of fresh air, even though Cherry's a pain in my ass sometimes. She's, even at her worst, she's a breath of fresh air in comparison to this person. And this person was, like, I mean, doing everything she could to destroy me behind my back, and I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. I simply didn't know about it because I trusted this person completely. But this person was gaining, and I was oblivious, because what was happening was this person was telling me what to do with my show, and I was like, no. And that's how I handle shit like that. Like, I don't get mad about it. I'm like, no. That's it. And little did I know that every time that this happened, and I would move on from it and just not give a shit, and not give it a second thought, this person was going and going to my haters and my trolls behind my back and talking about me. And so, like, I just, it just dawned on me. I was on someone's panel, and she was on the panel with me, and then I started to hear her tone towards me, and then realizing what was happening. Yeah. And I just didn't know. And it was just simply because this person felt that they had say over what I do with my show. And when I would simply say my show, no, I'm not doing it. Don't ever tell me what to do with my show. And I would be very, very clear about that. I wouldn't be mean about it. She might have took it like I was being mean. The way that I see it is I was just simply being direct so that there's no issues later. So that there's no misunderstandings later. So that there's no discrepancies where you go, well, I kind of took what you said this way or this way. You don't. I make sure, and it's out of courtesy so that there's no misunderstandings later, so that you know how I feel about that. And that is simply, don't ever fucking tell me what to do with my show. Ever. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much you've done for the channel. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. I might listen to a suggestion, but chances are I'm going to blow it off. I have done this show for 5 years the way that I've always done it. And it has done nothing but grow. Me doing it my way. And telling anybody who thinks that they have say over how I do things that they don't. My channel has grown. So therefore, I'm going to continue to do that. No matter how frustrating you think it is. No matter how frustrating you may find it. So, oh, you should have this person on, they deserve a voice, blah, blah, blah. And I'm also the kind of person who's like, well, not only am I not going to do what you tell me to do with my show, I'm also not going to provide you with an explanation as to why I've chosen to not do so. I'm just going to simply say no. And that's it. And it's my show. I have my reasons. And I've always just been happy doing that. And my audience has been happy with me doing that. So, as much as I appreciate moderators who are that dedicated to the channel, understand that it does not purchase you in any way, shape, or form, or financial support does not purchase you in any way, shape, or form any say over what happens on the Glare. Ever. So Aiden sounds to me right now like that's all he's explaining. And again, you may not like the way he explains it, but you're not required to like the way he explains it. He doesn't require you to like it. And I'm assuming, because if I were him and I've been there, that's how I would feel about it. I do not require you to like the decisions that I make and why I make them. And whether or not I feel like I owe you an explanation for it. So, and it sounds to me like someone felt as though they earned this right in some way, shape, or form. They were entitled to say over what happens with the channel because of the sacrifices that they've made. And Aiden is setting them straight. No. Too bad.
You're nothing.
Aiden Carney did not fire me from his blog. I quit. I know how his revisionist history works. His stories evolve and he tells them over and over, hoping to just bury the truth.
Go back, just search Kate Peter, tvdailynews.com. I fired her when I caught her stealing She used to write for me, and she was sabotaging kind of the company from the inside a little bit. She was so shady the whole time. I liked Kate. I thought she was decent. I thought she was a good writer.
It's hard to do on the internet. Everything on the web is written in ink.
That's that's pretty much how I pictured that going down, Aiden. She quit. It says she quit after I confronted her about fucking stealing money, dude. Like, yeah. Like, dude, everything that I hear about her, like, makes me feel like she is totally the type to get desperate and steal money. Bonnie Coy, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Not pencil that can just be erased. I did not steal money from Aiden Carney. I was never privy to the financial end of
Yeah, she's never gonna fucking admit it, but
the blog. I also was not fired by Aiden. I quit. He has admitted it and told.
You said that already. Oh my gosh.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat.
How dare you?
Thank you so much, Charlie. I have the right to let you know that Adriana is extremely happy you weren't wearing a hat tonight. Boink, boink. Oh, okay. But yeah, Plevin's boinkers. Okay. P.S. Hey, petty paralegal. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Bunny Coy, thank you again. I never destroyed my ex, even though he was abusive. I closed that door and moved forward and never looked back. Good for you. Absolutely good for you.
Most of the story before, with a few little twists to hide the truth that we both know.
On February 12th, I found out that she was collecting money from Garage Doors Plus, one of my advertisers, and without telling me, and doing reads for him. And
That's stealing money. If she's using his listen, you got to pay the house, dude. Now, if I'm understanding what this is, let me do one thing at a time here. Aiden is saying we had a revenue share deal. She made 1% on advertisers because it was my channel. Then she started getting advertisers without telling me on my channel and kept all the money. So she was using, again, dude, like, bottom line is you have to pay the house. She probably doesn't consider it stealing money because she went and she brokered the whole deal with whoever the advertiser was and said, oh, okay, well, they like my voice and whatever, and then I'm going to read whatever the fuck they tell me to read 60 seconds out of the live stream or whatever. And since she's doing it in Aiden's face, if she's doing it in Aiden's face, I don't know the details, but if she's doing it in Aiden's face, she's looking at it like, oh, well, it's whatever. I just hooked up with a, yeah, absolutely, Aiden. Yeah. I'll send you a link in a second. So like, it sounds like she thinks that she's entitled. It sounds like a basic, simple sense of entitlement coming from her, but it's his channel. It's his platform. If there are advertisers and his platform is being used to advertise their product, he needs to be getting that. And if they have an agreement that she is to get simply a cut of ad revenue, that's included in that in that agreement. That counts in that agreement. That means that she should only get a percentage, the agreed upon percentage, the previously agreed upon percentage from the advertisers. But if she was pocketing that money and using his platform to advertise for that product, well, She's stealing money. That's stealing. She's stealing money. Bottom line. Dude, if I work at D&E Pizza, right? Let's say I'm Jim Ferris working at D&E Pizza, and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? Chris is gone, and I'm running the store, and I'm just going to fucking sell pizzas and keep the fucking money. Like, am I taking money out of the register physically? No. The money never actually sees the register because it's going in my fucking pocket. But nevertheless, stealing money. So I don't know why she thinks what if anything, thank you, KP. My kids weren't taking, I have them up. My kids weren't taking, I have them. Okay, I don't know what that means. Thank you though. Oh yeah, I heard that he's no longer there. That Jim Ferris is gone. I heard that. Hold on, I gotta send Aiden a link here. Sitting here talking shit. Oh, yeah, duh. There we go. All right.
Talked to him about it. He's like, oh, she didn't tell me that. She just said it was okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I contacted her about it, and she lost it. She quit. She was like looking for a reason to quit. So that day, I got served by Hadassah for another fucking restraining order or some shit. And I did an impromptu live, and it was supposed to be about Hadassah, but everyone was asking in the comments about Kate, because she had made a post saying we're starting our own thing, blah, 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 blah.
I had collected 1 month of advertising money from Garage Doors Plus. This is true.
Okay, so you stole. You stole. Dude, the Goodmans gifted a membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, like after I just explained what I just explained, okay? Like basically what she just said here is she just admitted to stealing. Like that's stealing. That's fucking stealing. She's a thief.
I was simply doing exactly what Aiden had told us to do. Monetize the show, get sponsors, give him 25%. Garage Doors Plus had approached me.
So wait. So Aiden only gets the 25%? How does Aiden only get 25% of the advertisers on his show? I call bullshit on that. I call bullshit on that.
Offered to sponsor and assured me he had run it by Aiden. To this day, I still believe that he was telling me the truth and had spoken to Aiden. The real issue was that I was charging Garage Doors Plus only $300 a month.
What's with the fucking Sarah McLachlan music, dude? What's with the fucking Humane Society fucking music right here? Like, here's the truth of what happened. This is my truth.
Was that I was charging Garage Doors Plus only $300 a month, half of what Aiden was charging them, while I was getting 3 times the amount of viewers Aiden was. He accused me of undercutting him and told me he was afraid that Garage Doors Plus would realize that he was getting more from me for less money and end their sponsorship with Aiden. That was never going to happen, as the company was content sponsoring both. But in setting a fair price for my show based on the industry standard CPM at the time, I had inadvertently exposed Aiden's con. He was overcharging and under-delivering. My decision to leave wasn't driven by one event, but by many.
Overcharging and under-delivering who? What?
I was unhappy with Aiden's demands and focused on building my own group. We poured our time, money, and effort into our YouTube stream, which quickly gained a dedicated audience, many of whom didn't care for the turtle.
I like how she says our. I like how she says our. I find that really funny.
Boy brand. As we grew, being associated with Turtle Boy became increasingly embarrassing.
As we grew,
Our streams
you didn't grow.
consistently outperformed his on his own channel, which made him resentful. When he realized I was serious about quitting, the threats and blackmail started. He threatened to harm my children, my friends, my reputation, and
Oh my God, dude. Jesus. Yeah. Man, you guys with the super chats are fantastic because I love being able to just like interrupt once in a while because I got to breathe.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super chat. Super fan. I think we got a super chat. Super fan. Super chat. Super fan. 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 I think we got a super chat.
How dare you?
Dewey loves duckies. Thank you so much. Sorry if I'm off topic, but do you know if LG still has her kids, and what is James White versus Chris Albert? Also, anyone else find KP stuffy nose voice super annoying? Yeah, on the latter point, yeah. I think we're all in agreement with you on that. James White versus Chris Albert, couldn't tell you, not sure. And whether LG still has her kids or not, I have no idea. Not my business. That's between her and social services or her family or what the fuck ever. I don't get into that stuff. But thank you, Dewey loves duckies. Appreciate you. Oh, and that reminds me, man, big news today, dude. Fucking they had the Rich thing, so Rich has to pay like $1,000 fine or some shit like that. Rich Schiffer with the rubber ducky thing, he had a hearing, I believe. And then I think they did another standout in front of the Canton PD at noon today. I think at least I remember that being the plan, I believe. But yeah, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome.
me if I didn't shut down my independent YouTube channel and promise not to start a new one. In a moment of weakness and fear, I relented. He celebrated publicly, bragging about bullying me into silence.
The Bristol crew, whatever, the war, it's over. It's done. Okay. This afternoon, they took down their Facebook page, their Discord, their YouTube, their Twitter, everything. It's over. It's done.
Watching him gloat triggered emotions I had fought against my entire life. I had spent years giving up my power and voice through my parents' contentious divorce, abusive relationships.
Dude, I love these trolls in my chat right now talking about me being sued. I would love for somebody to fucking sue me, dude. I would love that shit. I would love that shit. Like, immediately, it would be known publicly as a fucking sham. Immediately. I haven't done anything to get sued by anybody. I don't tell lies about people. I don't do any of that shit. I don't even dox people. Andrea S., thank you so much. You kill me. I could never hang out with you because I would laugh nonstop. I'm sitting here with tears running down my face, laughing my ass off, crying. My abs hurt. My son walks in. Enjoy your YouTube entertainment. Wow, dude. Your son sounds like a hater, Andrea S. What are you doing raising haters? Knock that shit off. Enjoy your YouTube entertainment. Like, yeah, man, we are enjoying our YouTube entertainment. Enjoy going and, having a life. Enjoy that. Loser.
And my struggle to escape the social welfare system. Who was this man? Someone I'd met in person only 3 times, to strong-arm me into silence. Who was he to act like he owned me? This moment is critical to understanding the struggle that has led to what will likely be our final showdown. It marked the beginning of Aiden's relentless campaign of threats, reputational destruction, legal harassment, and intimidation. A campaign that continues to this day. Aiden Carney has an insatiable need to control and dominate others, and I have a near pathological refusal to be controlled or bullied ever again, or to let it happen to anyone else. By the time the Karen Reed case exploded, and I had seen all the harm he caused while drunk with power and control, reveling in the misery of completely unsuspecting innocent
This woman is obsessed, dude.
people, his preferred weapons, public shaming, reputational harm, and tough-talking intimidation held absolutely no power over me. I've lived my own life, the highs and the lows. I know who I am and who I am not. Aiden always used to say that public shaming works, but it doesn't work on me. I stepped up when no one else would, and I spoke out, knowing that his attacks would just intensify. What else could I do? I knew how the blog worked. I knew what these innocent people were going through, and I knew that I could withstand anything that he and his mob would throw at me. I had been doing it for years. I was compelled to use my voice and my knack for getting to the bottom of things to help. Since I quit Turtle Boy, Aiden has repeatedly...
Dude, like this, like she just can't help herself. Like immediately she just goes right to sucking her own dick. It's just her natural fucking instinct just to go right into sucking her own dick. Like, dude.
Filed false police reports against me, accusing me twice of hacking his computer. Both times the police determined his claims were baseless. I could do a whole separate lore video on the 2021 hacking accusations he made, which I...
Dude, you could do... Obviously, it's like you could just make all these videos that are just you with fucking bullshit screenshots and you whining. Like, dude, we're not even halfway through this fucking video yet, and all she's done is fucking whine the entire time. She hasn't made a valid point yet. Everything is about her being a victim. The whole thing. As if we haven't been watching her for like all this time. As if like we haven't seen her behavior this whole time. As if we don't know what she did and her role with the whole fake victim situation. As if we're not privy to all this stuff. It's so fucking funny, dude. It's the most delusional shit in the world. Like, it's so funny. Like, YouTube is so much fun because that's one thing that I'd never seen before was, you know, again, man, you gotta look at the blessings, dude. Like, I've never seen someone, like, I've seen people play victim my whole fucking life. That I've seen. Like, I spot it like that. What I've never seen is it put into an artistic fashion of fucking video. Like something that rivals the ID channel. But it's just whining the entire time. Like a complete and total waste of time, dialogue, just ridiculous. Bonnie Coy, thank you so much. Narcissistic B with a side of bipolar. Please don't refer her to my office. No, we won't. Bonnie Coy, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Like it's the like what a waste of fucking time, dude. That's what's so funny to me is she fails. She even acknowledges at the beginning of the video. Like again, it's the choice that she made. It's like you know that she faced that choice. It's not like the choice didn't present itself to her. Goodman's the whole roll. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Tara, thank you so much. Love spending Friday night with you, Will. Thanks for showing this. I never watch anything she posts, but it's definitely comical. Yeah, that's why I'm here. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Like the choice was presented to her because at the beginning of the video, she says one thing, I think it's the first line. One thing that I always hear is that I think that Karen Reed is only guilty because I hate Turtle Boy. The first thing she says. And then the whole video is her hating Turtle Boy. Dude, we're not even halfway through. It's been nothing but like we're almost halfway through. And it's been nothing but hating Turtle Boy. It's all it's been. She even started off, I think the next line was like, yes, I hate Turtle Boy. And this is her unraveling. Because, I mean, a month ago, 2 weeks ago, it was Aiden is a rapist and he's going to prison for rape and the 9 felony counts and blah, blah, blah. We're not seeing any of that anymore. We're not seeing any of that anymore because now that shit has been thrown out of court. It's done. It's never going to happen. It never happened. He's never going to get charged with that shit. He's going to go to trial. He's got good lawyers. And that trial is going to uncover her role in the conspiracy to lock Turtle Boy up. Make no mistake, that is exactly what it was. So this is her in a video, in an artistic effort, showing us nothing but her unraveling. That's what's happening. She's just unraveling in front of our eyes. She made the effort to put together a video of her unraveling. That is how delusional this person is, because she thinks that she's exposing Aiden in some way, shape, or form. Because no more of the of the law is going to take care of Aiden. The law has Aiden completely and totally flipped that script. The law was weaponized against him, and now what that did was open the door for Aiden to be able to put things on record, get things on record, and expose them as official evidence. Evidence of what? Corruption. Evidence of what? Collusion. And ironically, exactly what they tried to shut him up for. So now that all of this is happening, now that this is common knowledge, now that the restraining order has been lifted, and the judge was just like, dude, this woman does not have grounds for a restraining order. She's full of shit. Once that happened, now it's just poor me, poor me, poor me. The arsenal is empty. It's gone. That's it. Nothing but empty shells laying everywhere. No targets hit. And now it's just, look, I'm unarmed and they're trying to shoot me. That's what's happening here. That's what this video is.
I later dubbed the hackening. However, the only points relevant today are 1. At some point, Aiden knew he wasn't hacked, but continued pursuing charges out of spite and a desire to silence me. And 2.
Okay, so you broke the law and he went after you with the law out of spite, you broke the law. You attacked him. Let's hear that one more time.
1. At some point, Aiden knew he wasn't hacked, but continued pursuing charges out of spite and a desire to silence me. And 2. He sent a photo of his own children in the bathtub to an online troll, attempting to coerce the police into charging me. He bizarrely believed this would result in CP charges against me instead of himself, using logic that remains utterly inexplicable to this day. I've endured multiple magistrates' hearings and
Wouldn't that be in a police report somewhere? Why isn't she showing this evidence?
harassment prevention order hearings. Many were dismissed, but a few succeeded in at least bringing charges. The common thread is that all of Aiden's accusations, or those he has influenced, are fabricated and reported to police as part of a larger pattern to punish and silence me. On November 18th, 2023, Aiden Carney walked into the Holden Police Department to report me for witness intimidation. He had told his then-girlfriend and others that he needed to get me charged with something, anything, to get me to stop working with the police. His words, not mine. He came prepared with a lengthy, pre-written list of
the dramatic turns, bro. Like, you
anything
to get, here we go, Roger. Watch this shit.
Get me to stop working with the police. His words, not mine. He came prepared with a lengthy, pre-written list of every single mean thing I had ever said about him in the history of my YouTube channel. This list went back as far as 4 years, and not one statement had anything to do with Aiden Carney being a witness in any case. It was my side of a vicious back and forth that had been going on for years. My outrage and anger at the cruel things I watched him do to others. My sometimes explosive devastation at the way he continuously smeared my children, who were completely uninvolved in the online antics of their mother. He threw everything at the wall that he could, as he always had, to see if anything would stick.
So a magistrate in Leominster will have the option now to either just read over the evidence and file it without a hearing, or give her a shot at a magistrate's hearing, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
He continued to pursue charges on me.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Exactly. What's up, dude?
What's happening?
How we doing, man?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Doing well. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Always.
likewise. His voice. It's like the Krusty Panties documentary voice gets me every time. It's like,
oh, it's so much fun.
It's so funny how she takes herself seriously. You just have to remind yourself, this is a person who is like ratchet to the core. Like, we're talking, like, you know how hard it is to lose your kids in Massachusetts as a woman, bro?
Wow.
As a woman?
Yeah.
That's fucking hard, man. Like, every day you open up, you know, the newspaper, whatever you want to call it, and you hear horror stories about kids in this state who are dead because DCF didn't intervene and let them stay with the ratchet mom and dad. Like, Harmony Montgomery is the first one that comes to mind. Like, her fucking dad.
I talked about this the other night. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, in this state, he got custody and Krusty couldn't. Like, Harmony Montgomery's dad got custody, could keep his fucking kid, and Krusty Panties couldn't. That's how fucking bad she is. You understand? You have to fucking try, dude. Try. And like, she is like unemployed, like the full ratchet package. And then like, just like the ultimate con artist.
I know the type. I know the type.
And does a real serious voice like
imagine somebody, and this is someone that I know. Imagine someone who just they very the same type of behavior, very always just constantly living their life, just constantly obsessed with making that other person's life miserable. Right. And this person ends up they have this job and then decides they don't want to work anymore, and then they collect benefits and they go to And I mean, not even an exaggeration. The number I heard was 70 different doctors to try to get a diagnosis to be able to collect certain benefits. Now, the best part is this person's job that they quit in order to get this done. And this person hasn't worked since. It's been over a decade. What this person did, the job that they did, was they worked for the county and approved people for benefits, approved or denied people for benefits. So she knew exactly what to how to play the system so that she didn't have to work anymore. So, and Krusty Panties is almost this person to a T. To a T. Like every time I hear her talk, she is almost like,
I don't know who this person is you're talking about, but the beauty of it, like there's a million welfare ratchets that live like that in this country, right?
Yeah.
But very few of them put on this front like they are this well-respected, like the words she uses, she acts like she's smart, like bitch barely graduated from high school, has never went to college a day in her fucking life. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but she's not like she's fucking like, you know what I mean? Like bottom of the barrel academically, doesn't,
but feels as though she's above everyone.
If you were to listen to that voice and that thing, you're like, oh, this woman must like be something, right? And like, no, she's actually just gutter trash, like gutter trash, and it's a scam. The whole thing is a fucking scam. And I mean, there's just so many lies, dude. This has been the whole thing with her since the beginning. Is just so when she worked with me for about a year and a half, right? So I found her in the comments section. Like that's how I used to get bloggers. In like 2017, I had a whole bunch of bloggers. Like that was a big year for me. 2017, I had over 100.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is if they're writing consistently a lot of very insightful comments, then it makes
sense. Funny, right? So like I had a whole crew of bloggers in like 2017, right? South Shore Turtle Girl, North Shore Turtle, but it was all women. Like it was good. It's like so they made revenue per share. So like I would make $4 for every 1,000 page views, so they would get 2 of those, right? And so the more page views your articles got, the more money you got, and it was good. And that was one of the biggest years I had was 2017. We had over 100,000 people on the Facebook page, and it was big. And then I lost the Facebook page at the end of 2017 because of Didi Delgado, long story. And then we just kept. I lost all my bloggers, and so I needed to like reload. And so I saw this one woman in the comment named Kate Peter, and she is like well written, at least, you know what I mean? Like she can, like I saw her crapping on people, and that's what my blog was really all about back then, was just crapping on shitty people. Like that's kind of how it made my bones.
Yeah, like when you watch this, you could tell she pre-wrote this, and it's well written. The problem is that the subject matter is jack shit that anybody gives a shit about. Nobody does. You know what I mean? It's just hatred of you.
Well,
but it's articulate. It's well put together. It's dramatic. It's
her style. Well, so then she, so I hired her, and she starts cranking out some content, and I got to find this one blog she did where she calls me her idol. I got to find that one. And like she literally like was like, oh, I felt so honored to work for me and blah blah blah, because she was a nobody. And as it turns out, she had started a YouTube venture in like 2012. And I don't know if you've seen it. It's still up. She doesn't have the password, so she can't get in. It's that one where she films her kid calling her a retard. Have you seen that video?
No.
Oh, it's a good one. I got to find it. I got to do a whole thing on it one time. So anyway, yeah, she gets like, it's like the day before DCF comes in and takes the kids. She does this YouTube video where she gets her daughter to call her a retard when she's 6. It's just like, what the fuck is
That's
wrong?
really bizarre.
Yeah, and she started a blog that nobody read. And so basically she had tried to become internet famous before and failed. And then she found, like, she followed me, and I'm established at this point. I got millions of monthly page views. I have an audience. I've been working at this for years, and she leeches on to that, and so she kind of built her brand within my brand, if you will. And we called her Bristol. And she, started doing streams on my YouTube channel, and I wasn't that big into YouTube back then. I was more of a writer, not like a video person. So like she started like she rented a studio, and she had a little crew of people that would help her out, like doing I don't even know what. And so anyway, I had a bunch of advertisers, and one of them was Garage Doors Plus in Quincy, and I would do reads for them on my show or whatever. And Krusty and I had a deal where it was a really generous deal too. I heard you earlier say, no, she really got 75%. We negotiated because she had a crew of people that she's like, I want them to be compensated.
What the fuck is she stealing for? What an
exactly.
asshole.
It's like, that's what makes it even worse. It's like, I only was getting 25%, So like the way I saw it, it's like, so, okay, well, it's just money in my, you know what I mean? Like, I deserve at least the 25% because I built the fucking platform. Right. Without me, there's no money for anyone. There's no platform. There is no Garage Doors.
That's what I was saying. You got to pay the house, right. Dude.
You got to pay the house. That's exactly it. You got to fucking, the barbers, you want to rent a chair in the fucking barber shop. You got to pay the guy to rent the chair, shop. Dude. Exactly. Yeah. Welcome to business. This is how this shit works. You're not talented and creative enough to create your own platform on your own. I am. Okay. And so you latch it on to me, and that's fine. That's how fucking capitalism works. So,
but know your place.
Right. Know your place. Right?
There's an appropriate financial compensation for that.
Correct. And so she made 75%, which was fine. And so Garage Doors Plus was like my big advertiser, and I was charging them. I think it was like, I don't know, like $600 a month. I was doing ad reads for them, and, had an ad on the website, whatever. So all of a sudden one day, Krusty's show starts doing her show, and her show was getting like double the amount of viewers I did, because she was like into auditors, like First Amendment auditors. And there's a real niche for that, I guess, on YouTube for people that are like interested in these guys that go around harassing cops. And so
you can always get views doing that, and like the catch a predator type shit.
Well, yeah. So she made her niche as like the anti-auditor. Like, so she would go after the auditors. And so that's how, because auditors are very, like, a lot of them are very, a lot of them are aggressive and unlikable. Yeah. And so she presented herself as like this person that would go after them. Right. So, and so she had a nice little audience, and I was with her, you know what I mean? Cause like I found those guys annoying too, and I supported it, and good for you, happy. Like, you're bringing in business for me. You're making money for yourself. Everyone's fucking happy here. Right. And so the Garage Doors Plus, all of a sudden I turn on, I'm watching her show, and, she's got double, the viewers I do. I later look at the analytics one day, and I'm like looking at the analytics where people are watching this shit, and holy shit, like 75% of her audience is in India. Like, and I'm like, okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah. She was botting our fucking channel, dude.
Oh,
in order to make herself seem bigger. You can just go in the fucking analytics and look at it. So she's botting the fucking.
That would piss me off more than her stealing.
In order to kind of like build herself up. And then all of a sudden in the comments one day, there's this guy, Bojangles, and Bojangles starts saying shit like, oh, Kate, you're too big for this channel now. Like, you've outgrown this. You should start your own thing. You're so talented, and blah, 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 blah. I later found out that she was Bojangles. Okay. And so she is like pumping herself up in the comments saying, you don't need Turtle Boy. She was planning her fucking exit. She was using me to make herself whatever. So with Garage Doors Plus, I turn on one day, and this is like, tensions are rising because, this Bojangles person in the comments starting shit. And next thing you know, I see her read an ad for Garage Doors Plus. I'm like, whoa, I don't have a deal with Garage Doors Plus advertises on my show. They're not paying me to advertise on this show. If they are paying them, then this is a transaction that needs to go through me, right? Because I need to be made aware. The money's got to go through me, and then I pay you guys, right? And so, no. And so I called Chris, who was a good guy, and we did business for a while together. And I was like, what's going on? Like, he's like, oh, I just asked her, can I advertise on your show too? And she said, yes. And I'm like, oh yeah. She should have told you. My bad, dude. She should have told you. You got to go through me because it's my fucking channel. You know what I mean? We have a deal. Yeah. And so I confront her about it, and she gets all offended. And it's like, oh my God. Like, she was just waiting for an excuse to be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. She had already made her new channel. She had her own Facebook page, whatever. And she made her split. Fine, whatever. So on my show that night, a bunch of people are asking, because she made an announcement like, I'm starting my own thing, blah, blah, blah. And on her show, that night on her new channel or whatever. And she's just like, oh, no, I did a show that night. And people were asking me what happened to her. What happened to Bristol? And I'm like, oh, well, honestly, she kind of fucked me over, you know, and I told the story. And she appears in the comments. She's like, I'm declaring war on you, Turtle Boy, like Eden, the truth is going to come out. And then she starts in this Discord spreading just horrible lies about me.
Of course, you don't see those comments.
No, I do. Video. I mean, I do.
No, I'm saying in the video she made, you don't see those comments that she's.
No. Like she starts saying, like there was this one chick, she just outright lies. Like one lie, she's like even in her stupid video now, it's below the CPM industry, right? Like she's a fucking marketing expert. Who the fuck? She barely graduated from high school. She doesn't know a fucking thing about marketing or CPM rates or anything. You know how capitalism works, Krusty? It's called supply and demand. Okay. If Garage Doors Plus is willing to pay $600 a month to be seen on my channel, then that's the rate. That's how fucking capitalism works. If they're unwilling to pay that rate, then I have to lower it, don't I? That's how fucking capitalism works. But no, she comes along and she's like, let's do $300 a month, which is also known as fucking undercutting, like to your fucking boss. Come in here and be like, oh, you can advertise on my shit for cheaper. Why the fuck would he want to advertise to me? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's literally undercutting me. And I'm like, you can't. She didn't. She's like, are you fucking retarded? You can't do that. On what planet does an employer allow his employee to just fucking start her own, you know, a little side revenue using the boss's fucking platform, not tell him about it, and then undercut what the fucking boss is charging? That's fucking stealing. Madness.
That's stealing.
You know? It is. It's literally stealing.
Any business. Like I've worked in retail. I've worked in restaurant management. I've worked in pizza management. There's always somebody who does some variation of that.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And it's real easy to catch, you know.
Now, you worked at a bar. So like if you worked at a bar and let's say you go, you're tenant bar and, you know, Bud Lights are $5 each. And then you go in there and you're like, well, actually, I don't agree with that price. I think the industry standard should be $3. And while I'm bartending in your bar, I'm going to charge $3 for Bud Lights instead of $5 and pocket all the money. That's what fucking happened. Like, you can't do that. Like, obviously you can't do that. You fucking idiot. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so she also started spreading, like affecting my reputation immediately. And I was surprised because it was like, you know, she kind of worshiped me. Like she literally called me her idol in a fucking blog, and she was nothing without me. And you thought there'd be a little bit of gratitude there. So she, there was this woman by the name of Samantha Carden. Okay. And this guy, Ryan Waters. Have you heard of Ryan Waters before? R-I-A-N. No. Oh, I gotta catch you up sometime, Ryan Waters. So Ryan Waters has been suing me since 2017, I think. He's still suing me today.
Wow.
Like he's sued me a million times, tried to get criminal. He's homeless. He's fucking insane. So long story short, in 2016, I wrote a story. I believe I was the one who wrote it about Ryan because he got arrested for beating up his girlfriend, baby mama, Sam Carden. Okay. Sam Carden posted a picture of herself on Facebook, all black and blue, saying like, this is what Ryan Waters did to me. He also killed the fucking dog, the family dog. And it was just like, I'm like, what? So that was kind of shit that I wrote about. So I wrote about Ryan, and Ryan ends up fucking, you know, he got arrested, and the charges against Ryan end up getting dropped because Samantha Carden gets cold feet, as legitimate victims of domestic violence sometimes do, and doesn't want to testify. Okay.
Right.
Just wants to move on with her life. She also had a kid with him, and that she didn't want him around the kid, and it was just easier to walk away. So the charges get dropped, and Ryan takes this as like, oh, I'm not guilty now, so I'm going to sue. So Ryan Waters sues me and Samantha Carden. Okay, so we're co-defendants. This domestic violence victim and the guy who wrote about the domestic violence victim are being sued by the fucking abuser.
What?
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So anyway, I gotta get a lawyer for this shit because I was always getting sued back then, and I always had to pay for fucking lawyers. So I gotta get a lawyer for this. And Samantha's like, you know, a single mom with no money, and so I'm like, I got my lawyer to basically fill in for Samantha, and
I know you've got coverage these days, man. Like litigation coverage. You got it.
Now people just now I just do the fundraiser. Now it's way
Right,
different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
Makes sense.
I couldn't do that back then. You know, like the fun, like
Right.
I raised like a couple thousand. I'm like, holy fuck, I've never seen money like this before. You know, but
Right.
like, so Ryan Waters ends up suing us, and Samantha's got no lawyer, so I get my lawyer to do a couple hours worth of work for her, represent her, and it was like 3 hours worth of work, so it was like $1,000 I ended up paying, something like that, okay, for her, no problem, okay. And we had raised money for my legal defense, and I raised like 2,500, I think, for my legal defense, and then I gave 1,000 to Samantha. I gave it all to my lawyer who defended Samantha and me, okay. So the split happens. And Kate, the first thing she goes into this Discord and she tells everybody, Aiden pocketed the money from a domestic violence victim. I'm like, what?
Wow.
That never happened. I'm like, whoa. And so I get Samantha Cardin to come forward, and she doesn't really want to get involved, but she at least
didn't you just say that in actuality what you did was you covered her defense too, because you were co-defendants,
and it got it dropped, and the charges were dropped against her. So Ryan dropped, and so it's like, I'm like, I fucking helped this woman. She vouched for me. I still talk to Sam to this day. She's a great girl. And, Ryan's still a piece of shit. And it's like, that's when I realized, I'm like, oh my God, she's just a pathological liar. And I started digging more and more. And within a week or so, I had found all about her past. Okay. And I didn't know about the kids. I didn't know that she had 2 kids taken from her by DCF.
See, that's what's wild right there, is like she's shown that she could put on an act, like fool you.
Yep.
Like a crazy person in a movie, in a thriller, in a psychological thriller. You know what I mean? That they fool everybody, and then once they hit a point, the real them comes out, and then they can't pull it back. And it's just out there, and it doesn't stop. It's like like her tweets just constantly, in the videos constantly. And it had a cork on it before. Yeah. It had a cork on it while she was working with you.
Yeah. And
that's insane.
But like when she was working with me, she was shitting. You got to understand, the Turtle Boy Sports back then, the brand was mostly revolved around ratchets. There was a few, every once in a while we get a state police scandal or something, and I do a big story on it, but it was mostly ratchet shit. And so we would crap on the lowest dregs of society, people that often lost their kids to the state. You know what I mean? People that were selling their food stamps, doing the most ratchet shit. And here I am employing the Queen Ratchet, who is using my platform to cast judgment on people who are no better or no worse than her. You know what I mean? She's one of them. Like, that's why she knew them so well. So, because she was one of them. But she's got a pocket thesaurus. So she kind of makes herself out to be like she's not. But like, you can't ever forget that when you're talking. Don't ever forget that this person lost her kids in Massachusetts, bro. And like shits on, like, she showed up at the Karen Reed thing saying, you guys should not bring your children here. Shame on you. I'm like, the tone deafness of you, of all people, to tell other people how they should raise their fucking kids. Like, what? And she acts like it's all in the past. Okay. It's not. So she lost the 2. So she had 4 kids, right? And they got taken from her all the time back in the day, lived with in-laws and various people. And because she wanted to do drugs and suck junkie dick. All right. And she would always blame it on domestic violence. You're like, oh, I was a victim of domestic violence. That's where I lost it. Yeah. Bitch, you couldn't stop sucking his dick and getting high with him. Okay. Be a fucking grown up and own up to what you did. You chose junkie dick over your children, you piece of shit. Like, it's like, that's what you did. You chose junkie dick over your kids, bro. Come on. So she, I after she gets them back, okay, she keeps losing them. And then 2013, 2014 comes around, and DCF does Let's Make a Deal. And I'm not even kidding you. They go, let's make a deal. They go, okay, here's what you're going to do, Kate. You need the 2 youngest ones. You barely know them. Okay. They've lived in your house for like a week. Okay. So you are going to sign them over for adoption and then we will work on a service plan to keep your older two, who you've known for longer. Okay, the ones you're putting in your YouTube videos. Okay, so that's the deal she made with DCF is give up 2 or you're going to lose them all. Okay, and so she had to sign over her kids. They were adopted out to a lovely couple in a neighboring town. She claims she sees them. I've spoken to them. They don't talk to her. She does not allowed to see them. That's a complete lie. I've seen the kids, pictures of them now. They look happy, healthy, and I look at them. I'm like, thank fucking God they got away. Their lives would be so different because the other 2 were in and out of foster homes their entire lives. And when I would bring this up, I would bring up Kate's shitty parenting. And she would always say, he's attacking my children. No, bitch. This is what DCF moms always do. And the fake victim does the same shit.
I did wonder about that because when I heard her in the video say, Aiden attacking my children, I'm like, he's not attacking. I've never heard him attacking children, but I have heard him attack your parenting.
That's it.
I've heard that.
That's
not attacking your children.
It's hard to mention the fact, you know what I mean? Your children are a product of your parenting.
Right. And that tells that just tells that tells us that you are quick to use them as a shield, to use them to deflect accountability.
That's right.
That only proves him right.
And in 2021, all right, so I pulled some police reports from North Attleboro, and in September of 2021, she's got this boyfriend, Andrew Johnson, who's just like a druggie. You know, he's the guy that she chose over her 2 kids, and probably unemployed. He's just a loser. He looks like a crackhead Andrew Luck. That's what I call him. So he gets arrested again. He's been arrested a million times before in September of 2021 for an incident involving her then 14-year-old daughter, in which he's charged with pulling a knife on her and assaulting her with a knife. Okay. I've published this on my website, the whole police report. It's fucking horrific. This dude pulls a knife on her, and she yells at him. It's like, I'm going to tell the cops that you fucking molested me. And she she's obviously got issues herself. And it's just like a household in chaos. And so he gets arrested for that. And she tells the police, well, I'm going to get an order on him. Never gets an order on him. And then she has since blamed her daughter for this and said that the daughter was lying, and because he would have to move out otherwise. She never got an order on him. He stayed in the house. And then 3 months later, in February of 2022, he's arrested again. According to the police report, he cold clocked her, Krusty, in front of the son. Okay. And the son started crying and then went and told his school guidance counselor that he's afraid to go home to be in the same house as Andrew Johnson. Okay. And so Andrew Johnson is still there to this day, still lives there. Okay. With these kids and is still exposed to them. So this is like, she acts like it's this past, like, no, you still live with a drug addicted abuser, who God knows what the 2 of you have subjected your fucking kids to. And I am not lying. I've published the fucking police reports. I've got her DCF records. I talked to people. You know, I found out about her. Taunton DCF fucking contacted me. Like DCF workers all read my shit. And they were like, dude,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah. DCF workers are like, obviously I won't say their names because they get fired, but they've been very clear. They're like, you know, like, we deal with ratchet mothers every day. She stands out more than anyone. Like, she is the worst of the worst and the most manipulative. You know what the daughter did last year? You hear about the daughter thing before the Karen Reed story? This was like March of 2023.
Yeah, I could tell how manipulative she is. Like, she's like, luckily, I mean, that's the thing is I hope nobody ever has to deal with somebody directly as manipulative and abusive as somebody like that. But I have, and it's really easy to spot that in Kate Peter. So there's just no manipulating me in any way, shape, or form when I hear her talk. I'm like, I'm absolutely onto her. But you can see how she would fool stupid people. And you can see what her tactics are. You can see her tactics just in the way she puts together her videos.
It's just lying. It's dishonest. And it's, like, look who she's gotten beyond. Look at the stunt they pulled at the State House with the revenge porn thing. You saw that speech with how the fake victim got in front of the
That was
microphone.
crazy.
And who's in the background taking pictures? Krusty.
Yeah.
So she's organizing the whole fucking thing. It's like she's just loving this. She knows that this woman's not a victim of revenge porn. Krusty knows goddamn well that I never laid a finger on the fake victim. You've seen Krusty's recent tweets.
Yeah.
She knows the fake victim is full of shit. They've clearly had a falling out. She knows she's a fucking liar. She knows she was never raped.
Funniest.
And it's like she just has to keep it going, though, and pretend like she believes her because she's a dishonest person. And what do you think she's doing with the McAlberts? This whole thing is dishonest. If I said that Karen Reed was guilty, she would be saying Karen Reed is innocent. She acts like she just this champion for the underdog. Like, I'm this person that's going to stand up. Turtle Boy's the big bully. No. The underdog in this is Turtle Boy and Karen Reed because we don't have all the guns. Michael Morrissey, I assure you, has significantly more power, and the state police have significantly more power, and the McAlberts are backed by them. The McAlberts have significantly more sway and power than I am. If you want to stand up to the bully, then you would be on our side, but she doesn't have it in her to be on my side. She has to take the other side. This story had nothing to do with her. Nothing at all. And it still has nothing to do with her. My charges certainly do because she got involved in that.
And I think that kind of drives her crazy too, is just not being relevant. And she keeps making these desperate attempts to be relevant by being your mortal enemy.
Right.
That is
right.
all
and
she has.
This is the struggle I've always had. This is what my friends and family have always said. Like, bro, she's just leeching off you, bro. Any attention for her is good attention, but when it ends up in charges for me or fucking, you know what I mean? I end up in jail. It's kind of hard to fucking ignore. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And like when she jumped on this whole thing, I ignored her. Like the Karen Reed story started. I wasn't talking about Krusty. See you later. But then she had to involve herself. She sends me that email in like June of 2023 saying that she has a tip that Colin Albert's dealing drugs. You know about that? She's the source for that.
Wow.
Yeah. She sends me an email from an anonymous email account saying that Colin Albert's dealing drugs out of D&E Pizza. And I get the email and it's an anonymous one. And I'm reading it on my show and I'm like, so I just got this anonymous email. I go, I don't know who this is from. This could be completely wrong. This is not verified one way or another, but I read it out loud and I'm like, just disclaimer that I don't know if there's any truth to this. And then she, puts it out there. Aiden's reporting fake news that I was sent to him to test it out. It's like, bro, you have no life. Like, this is what you're doing. First of all, I'm not reporting it as a fact, but the fact that you're just watching my success, and that's what it fucking was, and that's why it fucking hurt.
That's what it is now.
Success.
I mean, that's what it is now.
Like, she used to, she had more, because she would do this auditor shit and Chili DeCastro. She passed me for subscribers one day, by a couple thousand, because Chili DeCastro, he's got the Chili DeCastro, he's got a whole, he's like the king auditor on YouTube. He's a crazy guy, but she presented herself as like the anti-Chili, and Chili was very unlikable to a lot of people. So she got a lot of anti-Chili followers on her side. So anyway, so she had, some more subscribers to me, which meant the world to her. It didn't mean dick to me, but it meant the world to her. And then whenever I would get close, I would do like a big story and I would get like another 1,000 subscribers, something like that. I would notice that she would just go up by 1,000. Like that day, whenever I would go up by 1,000, she would go up by 1,000 that day. And it was very obvious that we were just like, oh, she's fucking buying subs again. We see what's happening here. And so, because that's her she's a scammer. And so, but then the Karen Reed thing happened and she just couldn't keep up. It was game over. Like all of a sudden I'm at 100, like I just fucking left her in the dust, never to be seen again, delete laws. Yeah. You do know Chili.
I mean, he's been in my chat, but I never knew his name. I just know the name Delete Laws.
I don't know if that's
but he's been in my chat a few times.
I don't know if that's the real Chili. He's not really
I'm not a big fan just because like he seems just completely anti-cop.
He is. He's fucking insane and he's rude.
Yeah.
I don't like him. And Chili knows that I don't like him. I don't like Chili at all. We do not like each other. I've talked shit about him. He sued Krusty and it was the dumbest fucking lawsuit
I've ever seen. Like it was,
and he's always behind. It's funny when he shows up in my chat. He's like, I'll be like covering one of your hearings, and he's like, "Let's all go and let's get Aiden out of jail." And it's like, dude, he's not in jail. He's just at a court hearing, dude. Like
he got sentenced to jail. He got 6 months in jail not too long ago. Actually, it was kind of ridiculous, but and it's just like, so that's how she builds a brand. And then the kid story too. So in one day in like March of 2023, we get a message on the Facebook page from her kid. Okay. 16 years old at the time, saying, yeah, take down these blogs about me, like being real confrontational and rude and whatever. And so I don't even run that page. I have admins that do it, but they alerted me to it. And so they're responding to her saying like, you can be better. Like, you don't need to speak like this. Like we consider you a victim in all this. And she's like, shut your fucking mouth. Like just being rude. And then she starts telling me about like some of the most horrific shit. Like, telling my daughter, let me bring up some of the quotes for right now. TV Daily News, K. Peter, daughter. And then this will come up. Okay. No. Let's see. Okay, here it is. All right. So let me read some of the quotes from the kid on this website that she sent me. All right. So she sent me this one. It says, "I'll make your kids want to fucking kill themselves from embarrassment. Shut the fuck up. Want to talk about me and my little brothers. You look like an infected Gustavo from Ratatouille. I would send you a pic of me to prove it, but I don't want your weirdo ass to save it. My mama doesn't have the heart to bring your kids into it, but I do." And I'm like, my kids at the time were, 7 and 5 years old. And she's telling them, your daughter's going to be is sucking dick behind the playground.
Oh my God.
Her lips are caught up because she got caught sucking dick. Then she's doing it already. Her market, this is about my daughter, her market basket, sushi selling pussy, lips hanging out. It's just like, it goes on and on and on. So a 16-year-old is sending me this. Okay. And
What's
so
up, Steve?
I obviously, I'm like, whoa, next thing you know, cops are at my door and they're serving me with the fucking harassment prevention order against the 16-year-old. So Kate got her daughter to message the page, message me horrific shit, and then accused me of harassing the daughter, and like went in front of the judge and told the judge that I was trying to kidnap her kid and that I'm a pedophile and I'm doing all the shit. Like I got the court audio. It's fucking insane.
God.
Yeah. So she got a temporary order because these things are ex parte, only one party. And so it's temporary on an emergency basis. If you present it like it's a big enough threat, which she did. And so while the order was in place, okay, now there's a 2-week period until we have the 2-party hearing. A few days before the 2-party hearing, I get a phone call. Hello? And she goes, yeah. She goes, who's this? And I'm like, it's Aiden. Who's this? And she goes, Teresa, motherfucker. Why are you calling me? You called me. And I'm like, what? It's Kate's daughter. And I'm like,
oh, she cloned the phone.
Kate spoofed my number to call her and made it appear like I called her. Then the girl calls the number back. And I'm like, oh, I realized what was happening right away. So they're trying to do a violation of this order. So I called the North Attleboro police to like give them a heads up. Kate's already down there, has already filed the fucking report. And the North Attleboro police are like, well, she has her phone here. Is this your number? I'm like, yeah, that is my number. But I got my cell phone records. Here you go. I fucking email them my cell phone records, show them all. Like there's no calls. Wasn't me. I go, and I hope you guys figure out who did this, because it's her, it's fucking her,
yeah.
And they don't, of course, it's like, so, but at least I didn't get in trouble for it. And so then a couple days later, we have the hearing, and this is like a few weeks before Karen Reed. So this was like, we go into the court. Kate apparently has pulled her daughter out of school for like the last couple weeks because she's pretending like her life is in jeopardy. Like I'm going to kidnap her or some shit. And so Kate brings her in there, and I have a lawyer, Kate Faye, and she makes the kid read her own messages out loud in court. This was our strategy. We're just gonna make, and so the girl, we have the audio on my channel, and she's like, the girl goes, "Do I have to read this?" She knows what it's about to say. And you hear, now this is when a responsible adult would say, "Now we're not gonna put you through that," because Kate's using the girl to get an order on me because she thinks it's going to prevent me from mentioning her parent. You know what I mean? Like, because Kate couldn't get one on her own. Kate's tried twice to get orders on me and has failed. And so now she's using her kid to try to get an order on me, and that failed. And so like we go into the court, and she asked, you know, "Do I have to read these?" A responsible adult at that point goes, "Okay, this has gone too far. I'm not going to humiliate you like this by having you read these horrific things, and then everyone will judge you, and everyone in this courtroom will judge me, and we just gotta get out of here." That doesn't happen. Kate goes, "Yeah, you have to read that." And so the kid has to go and read her messages, you know, one by one, saying, you know,
that's almost just like another version, like a modern version of the whole Solomon splitting the baby in two, like in a courtroom, just seeing what Kate Peter would do with her own kid in that situation.
Yep.
She was like cool with cutting the kid in half, you know?
Yeah.
That's
she goes,
horrible.
That's exactly. She goes, "I will send your kids your dick pics." Okay.
Oh my God.
Kate showed them my jerk off videos. I shit you not. She announced.
Oh my God.
She asked her kids. She said this on her show. She goes, when she got the videos, she goes, "What?" She goes, "I went to my two kids and I said, what should I do with them?" And her son, she goes, told her that, "No, don't do that to him. Think about his kids, blah, blah, blah." And she goes, and then my daughter says, "Fucking destroy him." So her daughter is like the spawn of her. It's gonna be even worse than her. And like, this is another thing she wrote to me. Your daughter sends me a picture of my daughter and says, "Your daughter is so fucking ugly. High school is going to be hard for her. She might end up in a suicide, might end up in a GED. Her teeth look like they throwing up gang signs. Did the London Bridge fall in between her fucking mouth because she lost her teeth?" Because that's what happens to 6-year-olds. Kate wouldn't know about that because she's never had a kid at age 6. When the kids are 6, they're with other people. Okay. She waits until they're about 13 to start fucking taking care of them. And so it's just,
and this all happened in a courtroom.
No, yeah. So here's another thing she read in the courtroom. Your daughter gonna be on OnlyFans showing her lopsided salami nipple tits. She's gonna have no teeth, Miss
my God,
Miss Gum Job Warrior. Probably gonna be a staircase warrior by 13, gum job warrior by 17. Maybe she'll get into your Addy stash, take too many, bite her fucking lip open, and bleed out. Your son looks like he's from where the wild things are. And so it just goes on and on and on like this about like, and she says, "Your daughter looks like a traumatized child to me. Why is she so scared of dad in her room? She's a victim. Sucking dick on the staircase is probably how she's going to cope." And so then she's like, then she goes, "I'm going to birth 2 kids to fuck your kids up." And it's like, she read all this. Kate made her read all these in court, and the judge was horrified. And at the end, I've never heard a judge say this. He goes, "So this one's not even close. If anything, the plaintiff is clearly the aggressor, and this order expires now. Like, see you later. Like, bye." And that was it was insane. The most insane day I've ever had in court. And then, you know, I'm like, okay, good. She's fucking, anyone could support this is a piece of shit. And that's why it's like, you see the Kofan doofuses of the world, the Plevins, and they just ignore this. So maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe like, I don't want to give this broad attention, but maybe that's what I need to do. Like, I too can do that game. I can do a serious video where I can do it in documentary voice too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you could fucking throw on a leather jacket, stand up against a tree, take a black and white video. I mean, you can do this. This is, yeah.
So, you know, it's like, I should like, but then again, I give her attention, and it's like, that's ultimately all she wants. But it's, and then like, so all this shit about like the, you know, the charges that she has, she acts like they're unwarranted. Like, she literally, this is not revenge. The Holden police don't charge people when there's no fucking probable cause. Like, she literally told me.
That's what I was saying
tape.
when she was saying, and he was seeking charges. I'm like, dude, I guarantee you, based on your behavior, that there was merit to those charges. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
There's like a number, because I'm like, okay, I'm a witness in my case, in my own charges. I've been a witness for this case involving this woman named Christina Yakimovsky, who she talks about.
Where are her witness intimidation charges? Right.
Yeah. So with Christina Yakimovsky, have you played that part of the video yet? I can explain.
No.
That. Okay, let's play the video. I'll explain it to you.
All right.
Let's do it. It's just like, I wish to start. It's like, well, TB2. No. This is a one-sided thing there, Paige. You don't, like, I was perfectly content with writing about the Karen Reed thing. And then this happens. Like, what am I supposed to do there? I did nothing. I don't, you look at my channel. Do you see a lot of her faces on the thing? Nope. Don't do any of that. So, anyway.
I love
the timing of the complaint.
I love how she puts that in the video as though it's like evidence of you being the problem. You're just like setting boundaries. Like, that's all you did in that clip was set boundaries. Like, listen, dude, this, like, we did shows together. Now she's, like, I don't even know what to fucking deal with that. What's going on with this woman right now?
When you go to my channel, do you see thumbnails filled with her face?
No,
because she's nobody. You go to her channel, it's fucking the Turtle Boy Show 24/7. It's like
100%.
these are not, we're not the same. Our interests with each other are not equal.
She knows this too, because she starts this video with a disclaimer. Like she's basically telling all her viewers that she made the conscious choice. Like, okay, I could have just been like, I could have made a productive video where I'm trying to prove that Karen Reed is guilty. Right? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make this video hating Turtle Boy.
Shocking.
And the first line in the video is one thing I get all the time is I only think that Karen Reed is guilty because I hate Turtle Boy. No, I think that Karen Reed is guilty because she's guilty.
Oh,
and yes, I hate Turtle Boy. And I think I just recited that verbatim. That's how the shit starts.
It's just such a coincidence that all the people who have Gaffney and go down the list of people who have, these people have been trolls of mine for years. And it's just so fucking weird. What are the odds that they, of all people, would be the silent majority on Twitter, not so silent anymore, that just happens to be leading the charge for Karen Reed is guilty when I've kind of, created my identity around Karen Reed is innocent. Or, Twisted Tragedy. This is a comment. So Twisted Tragedy is another one. Perfect example of somebody who used to say Karen Reed is innocent until I called her out for grifting and being a ratchet piece of shit. This is from November 10th, 2023. To make it clear, I never flipped, never will, and I will always be Team Karen. This is after I called her out. And people are like, are you going to flip now? Like they all do. She goes, I'm never going to flip. Stop spreading false rumors and lies, please. Nobody will convince me that Alexis did that to John. Period.
Wow.
And now it's like, now she's like down there all the time. Karen's guilty and the evidence is like, oh, and the same with the fake victim. I could go down the list of people. That's the only people who believe it. And it's like, she is so happy to be around.
It's literally the only people who believe it.
And like, the McAlberts, but the McAlberts have an interest.
They don't count. Yeah, right. They don't count.
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones who did it.
And then there's the occasion, like since it's grown, then there's the Big Reds of the world. Funtime Julie Carpenters. People like her are just true crime nut jobs. Like, and you've been doing true crime for a while. So there's this, and it's always crazy women that just spend their entire fucking days
box wine, drunk
wine. Yeah, exactly. Just obsessing 100%. Over true crime. And they're inclined. It's like they all think they're a lot smarter than they are, and they're just kind of inclined to believe the defendant is guilty. Like that's the bias ultimately Karen Reed is going up against. Because the facts are all on her side, obviously,
Yeah. This, I think, what is directed to you. What happened to Phelps Pod 34 Ferry Road? Never watched, but noticed it's gone. Thank God.
It's still on iTunes.
Yeah, I figured it was still there.
Yeah, nobody's listening to it.
I still haven't listened to any of it. I haven't listened to any of it.
Neither has anyone, bro. Join the club. I mean, I had to do it because I had to make fun of it, but
Right.
you ain't the only one. That was the best they could get is Krusty and Phelpsy, and that's about it, you know. But yeah, dude, her obsession is just madness, and you know, play some more. I'll show you some.
Yeah. This is
I'm gonna fill you in.
Should have tipped an astute detective off, but apparently none were on duty at the Holden Police Department that day. They took a
what?
She hates the Holden police because they've charged her with felony witness intimidation because she made a bunch of videos telling me, you better not show up to court. There's gonna be men with us when you come. If you're afraid, you know, I'm gonna hit you, like literally witness intimidation to its core, like what it was meant to be.
Wow.
You know.
a report, and they settled on one sentence picked out of a 2-hour live stream, broadcast nearly 2 years before Aiden came in to make a report.
Wait, where's that
I
audio
want to tell you
tape?
one thing that we have done. So the next court date, I would highly suggest Aiden not show up to it. It's not a threat. She is going to have protection with her this time. That woman is never going to be accosted by you in a parking lot ever again.
No,
he's not here. He left.
Do not show up. I'm telling you, do not show up.
Now I know about this.
So she's telling me to not show up to court there.
And didn't her boyfriend assault you when you did?
That's a different one. This is for Christina Yakimovsky. So Christina Yakimovsky is a former friend of mine, I guess, and supporter who ran to Krusty, betrayed me, like some of them have done before.
Yeah.
And she in 2018, or 2019, I did the story on a woman named Hadassah who was running like this boarding house in Milford, and it was shady and blah 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 blah. And Christina Yakimovsky went and had a conversation with Hadassah and recorded the whole thing and never told her, and then sent me the video of it, or sent me the audio of it, and I played it on the channel. And Hadassah heard it and called the police, and Christina was charged with wiretapping because that's wiretapping. The police asked me, I was questioned by police, and they said, did she tell you that this was illegally taped? And I go, no, she just sends me a fucking thing. I play it. You know what I mean? So I didn't know. So I wasn't charged because I had no idea. But I'm also the key witness for the prosecution now, like, because they need me to testify that
oh my God,
I got it from her. Like I'm the only witness in this fucking case. And I would go to Christina's hearings because I didn't like her. We had a falling out, long story. And she ran to Kate. And so I'll go to her hearings, and she's telling me here, do not show up for Christina Yakimovsky's hearing. She will have men with her. And the people on the panel, I mean, every single person on this panel has a story where they like, so the guy in the top right used to be the co-host of my show, Brett Killerin, he's just a welfare collecting loser with no teeth and no license in Maine. Who's never had a job, completely full of shit. He got mad at me, thinks Karen Reed's guilty. Below him is Leah Genduso, the former state trooper who, you know, in 2018, I wrote about her, how she had sold drugs in the past and still became a trooper. It was a big story.
Wow.
She ended up getting fired. She was like kind of like on billboards and shit because she's good looking. You know, she's a good looking woman. And, you know, was a canine person or whatever. So she lost. It was one of the biggest stories I ever did. And then 2 years later, I banged her somehow. Like, so, so it was like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the craziest fucking part about that. And so she like, we ended up like, and so long story. And then we had a falling
out. I probably would have too.
And then she released my, revenge. She's the one that released the videos of me. Okay. The solo.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, no, I don't even hate her though. I'm not even mad at Legion Deuce anymore. I don't even give a shit. Like, quite frankly, you know, whatever. Like, I got over the shock and horror of it all. And quite frankly, it was good advertising. Okay. So she can fuck, you know what I mean? It'd be one thing if it was small, you know, like that's the only good thing about being well endowed is if your jerk off videos get released, it's kind of a good thing in a way. You know what I mean? It could be a lot worse. It's not a good thing. You wouldn't want that, but people are like, oh, wow, that's not what I was expecting. You know, I'm like, right. Yeah, exactly. Now you get where the confidence comes from.
It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Being a victim of porn revenge, it pisses me off. But I do feel lucky that I know that, like, when I took the picture, I told myself if it ever got released, I really wouldn't have anything to fucking be ashamed of. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's why
So,
I'm like, when I heard that she had the videos, I'm like, well, she can't release them. It's like, that's gonna be fucking, people are gonna be like, wow, you know, it's like, so, but she did anyway. And she still says, he's like, he has such a small little dick and rocket. I'm like, play the tape, fucking play the tape. Let's go. You know,
she's lying.
she's lying. I'm like, she would censor. She would always like cover it up. I'm like, whoa, go ahead. What are you hiding it for? And that's where the extra emoji joke used to come from. Because we used to be like, you had to put an extra emoji on it to cover it up, you know, to censor it on your whatever. So anyway, so that's them. So this is literally, she has created an aisle here. Whenever something goes afoul with Turtle Boy or somebody has a problem with them, she just reaches out to them. It's like, come on in here. You know, Leah Janduso, come on in here. Brett Killeran, come on in here. Gaffney, come on in here. Fake Victim, come on in here. And this is how she's built this little aisle of, you know, misfit creatures. So anyway, sorry, you can play the tape.
No.
A lot of stories.
She is, this is wild.
Not a good
Wait,
idea.
what's all right? So go back to this. So Aiden chased out.
No, and I gotta say real quick is, like, I'm so familiar with panels like this. Like, the best thing that ever happened to me, like, as far as how I feel about what I do here, was putting a community behind that I was just grossed out by constantly. And the trolls were always panels just like this. Always just shitty, ratchet, fucking welfare people who grift and who, like, sad fish to get fucking, you know, donations and think that, you know, and actually use their children as excuses to fucking grift for fucking money. And it's just like, I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I don't even want to acknowledge these people anymore. And like, it's not even it's not even an exaggeration that this is just another panel just like those. Like, it's crazy.
Bro, yeah,
it's like there's a formula to it. It's weird.
Drama. This is drama channels, you know.
Yeah, it's garbage.
and she's a tiny broad.
Tiny.
Yeah, she's like 5 feet tall.
When it's one tiny, I'm telling you, like 5 feet, 100 pounds soaking
What's
wet,
her next quote?
small woman by herself with nothing but her lawyer, then he's actually accosting her in the, you know.
I love that this is her video. Like, she's put in her video her acting like a complete jackass. And like, she's I'm trying to understand like what she's trying to convey here. Because all I'm seeing is an asshole, you know, and it's her video. It's bizarre.
In the parking lot, like you will never accost this woman in a
Maddie, if you want to, I'm with it.
like the next woman that you try to intimidate like this, like we'll show up to that too. We can do this forever. We can literally do this forever. The next time that you want to slide into some broad's DMs and threaten her business and threaten her reputation and harass her, like
Pause it real quick.
And you went at her.
So
you tried to fucking
the guy below Krusty Panties, right? His name, we call him Matty Mo around here. So I didn't like Matty Mo for years because he went with Brett and Krusty. He used to be a fan of mine, then kind of went with them. But I'll tell you one thing, Matty Mo, all of a sudden I'm at Karen Reed outside the courthouse one day, and Matty Mo comes up to me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Is that Benzo Bob? Is that the guy I call Benzo Bob? Because like is that the guy that she streams with? Like, I'll snipe
he does
her
not.
streams.
He's not. They hate him now. So Matty Mo shows up at the Karen Reed protest, and I'm like, the fuck you doing here? Because I thought he was like hostile to me. And he's like, not that I'm here for free Karen Reed, dude. I'm on board. And I'm like, all right. Much respect. You know what I mean? It's like this, it just proved that, you know, you can be a nemesis of mine, I guess, for years and not like me. And then just look at this Karen Reed thing and be like, well, he's right about this. You know what I mean? I might have had a problem with this guy for over the years, and I'm not really a fan of what he was doing, but He's fucking, when you're right, you're right. You know, so much respect to Matty Moe. And because he has supported Karen Reed, they have all ostracized him and they shit on him now, just to show you who they are.
Yeah, that's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, and it's not right. Like, it's just a question of what's right is right.
Mhm.
And that's fine. She's one thing she said here. She was like, yes, I do hate Turtle Boy, and I hate Turtle Boy because I'm entitled to hate him. And I agreed with that. You're absolutely entitled to feel however the fuck you feel about anybody the fuck you want. Absolutely. 100%. But the fact is your feelings aren't necessarily justified. And you're definitely not justified in thinking that Karen Reed is guilty simply because you hate Turtle Boy. And that is the fact. There's no facts that dictate that Karen Reed is guilty. None. None. And every time that you speak publicly, Krusty, it's about Turtle Boy. So you're telling us without telling us. You're telling us that this is all about Turtle Boy. That's what you're doing.
That's right.
Constantly. She can't even put it to rest. It's really weird. And she's aware of it, and yet she can't control it. It's crazy.
You threaten her. You tried to fucking intimidate her. You tried to make her back down like a lot of these weak fucking riders you got do. And she didn't.
That's it. That is the felony witness intimidation charge that Aiden is always crowing about. No threats of violence, no threats at all. In fact, no mention of any participation in the court process at all. I think that what I was talking about is clear.
I mean,
it's not it. So there's a lot of clips. And am I able to share my screen? Or I think I can, right? I could show you some of the clips.
I could try to run through, like.
I'm not sure. I've shared my, in the bottom there. Can you click on that? You see the window?
Yeah.
I'll show you a couple of the actual clips here of her, intimidation. What's this?
Yeah, he would have to be here to do that. Okay, so there's a slight chance that Chili DeCastro might make an appearance at this bullshit court hearing. There's a chance that Aiden might too, because he seems to really like to lurk around. Again,
bring Mr.
Aiden,
Massel.
I will have men with me, actual men with actual testicles, and actual jobs and stuff. Real adult men will be. If you're thinking of showing up and starting some malarkey, just really reflect on whether or not you're afraid
malarkey.
Because if you are,
you're afraid,
you should probably avoid that venue.
So she tells me, do not come to my court hearings where you are a fucking witness or else. And then I show up and her fucking boyfriend assaults me on the courthouse stairs. Charged with A and B. Miss Peter, any comment? Any comment? Don't fucking touch me.
And of course you get it on video.
Yeah.
Touch me. Do not touch me.
Wow.
You're on video touching me. That's all right. Excuse me. I have a right to walk. Miss Peter, any comment? Any comment about why you violated the harassment prevention order, Miss Peter? Any comment about the criminal charges today?
The judge just said all interested parties.
I'm media. So I just have a comment. I'm here to report on a criminal matter, criminal charge. Any comment, Miss Peter? Excuse me? Is that a comment from the attorney?
Yeah, anyway, it's like so there's one. Here's another one.
You haven't even seen stick-up session yet. I fully expect that Aiden will be in Leominster District Court sharply at 9 a.m. trying to get yet another harassment order against you, right? Because he fears me. He fucking should.
Now y'all made me self-conscious about my fucking light, you pricks.
This is a call to arms.
He fears me. He fucking should. This is a call to arms. And then there's this one. She tells me
it is. This is what I'm going to say right here. I'm going to clip this later. Turtle Boy, I am challenging you to a fist fight. I know you're going to say no, but when you do, be honest for once.
These are actual fucking threats.
Sure, it's because you're a coward. We can all accept that. We all know that.
I have never fucking threatened to hit Jennifer McCabe. This is the difference.
We'll see where it goes.
I'm looking forward to the brony shit.
And I'm gonna get there, but honestly, right now my main concern is really like showing to support to these people, and like I'm gonna fuck shit up. Like it's balls to the wall. Like Aiden should probably just run down and file his fucking restraining order now.
Again.
So I did, you know.
I
But then-
mean,
Lip little bitch.
Live stream yourself out in public.
how do you not get the restraining order when you play that for a judge?
Oh,
Can we have another Joe Orga catfish situation?
I won't catfish him, but like, you think I won't pull up? I got a spouse that doesn't fucking hate me. Okay, if I'm like, listen, watch the kids for fucking 2 hours, I gotta go do something. He won't even ask any questions. We got that kind of trust here. All right.
Oh yeah, great relationship.
Father and my mother ate. You should go try to intercept your parents' mail like you do your wives every single day for the next month, because they're getting something in the mail, son, and you're
Why
going
was
to
you
be
busting out
exposed
that
to
early?
your own
What are you
parents.
So this is her threatening to send my revenge porn to my parents' house in the mail. She goes, "You better check your parents' mail every fucking day," she says. Or how about this one? This
Like, I don't care how immature it is. Would I physically fight him if he, yeah. The issue is he's a cop color. And it's not like I want to like harm him mostly. It's that, what's the end game here? Maybe this is just a situation that you need to choose violence.
a situation where you need to choose violence. See the difference between her witness intimidation and mine? I'm a fucking witness in the Christina Yakimovsky case, in my own case, and now in Kate's cases. So I'm definitely a fucking witness, clearly defined as a witness, and you are threatening me with physical harm. She acts like there's one incident. It's like, no, bitch, we got tons. Or how about this one? That she left me.
Hey, faggot, I can see that you can post my voicemails on
You've
your
heard this
Twitter
one.
because you're a bitch. Why can't you face a female? I am not afraid of you. I never witness intimidated you. You're not witness in any case. You're just a small dick fucking faggot that likes to prey on women. Call me back, motherfucker. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you did to Lindsay. Let's talk about what you did to Jen McCabe. Let's talk about what you did to Colin Albert, a 19-year-old juvenile. Let's talk about it, Aiden. Why are you so afraid of... I know that you're not. You just want to self-victimize. How's your wife doing, by the way? How are your abused and neglected children
and the
doing,
projection?
Call me back, you fucking faggot. I'll drive over to your parents' house right now. Fuck you.
I mean, yeah, that's clearly a threat.
She's saying, I'm going to give you 4 hours before I give up and go to your house. How about this one? Hey, Turtle Boy, answer your phone, faggot. This is when she's harassing me. Blame me, bitch. And I'm a fucking witness in a case, and she's doing this to me. And this is her kid. This is Teresa, her daughter, saying, I don't give a fuck about his kids. I'll birth kids to beat their asses. And then Kate sees that and comments on Discord and says, I'm pretty proud of her. Okay. And she goes, I'm dying at the fact that a child makes him cry. Like, she thinks this is funny. And she's sharing pictures of my fucking kid on there.
Oh my
God. Well, dude, it's like and then here's her, about like, this is her going, I'm working on a story today. I'm on my way to Worcester to conduct some interviews. As long as I can catch my blog subjects at home, anyone want to meet up afterwards? I'm going to catch some youth cheerleading soon too. Okay. That's my daughter is a cheerleader. So she's going to go to my kids cheering. And, I'm going to go to cheerleading practices. And here's her outside in my fucking driveway, posting a picture in my driveway of my mailbox, which, as you can see, is being held up by rope because the plow guy keeps fucking hitting it. So I don't even bother anymore. I just fucking I just tie it up with rope and it gets the job done. She leaves a fucking note for my now ex-wife, telling her, basically threatening her, saying, I missed you. Since your husband, this is the day of the rolling rally. She came to my fucking house and posts this fucking picture. Leaves a note there saying, I took the liberty of sharing your address with the witnesses, friends, and family of the murder victim. Not that I needed to, as it's available online. Don't forget, your husband has established through his actions that this is legal. Well, Kate, I got charged for the rolling rally, and now your ass got charged. You're not fucking, like, she acts like these charges came out of nowhere. Like, she participated in, getting these fucking bullshit charges on me in the first place. And I'm like, well, she has been threatening me too. So I go to the Holden police. I play all these tapes for her, and they're like, oh yeah, that's definitely witness intimidation. And she's like she acted like she didn't earn these fucking charges. She's literally told me, don't come to court or I'm going to hurt you. And then she brought her boyfriend to court and he assaulted me. It's like, you can't, like, you did it like a dozen times. Like, you showed up in my fucking house. You left those insane voicemails. Like you're some innocent person in all this. What are you talking about? You fucking liar. Here's her DCF service plan, where it says on March 14th, 2014, the mother and father signed an open adoption agreement. In April of 2014, the young child was discharged from St. Vincent's and reunified with his mother. Blank and blank were removed again in May of 2015 after a hotline response was initiated due to the mother relapsing and going to crisis. The department had concerns regarding the mother and her ability to be honest with the department and her mental health issues. In 2016, there was a verbal altercation between Kate and her boyfriend, Andrew Johnson, still her boyfriend. The argument stemmed from Johnson possibly taking her ADHD medication, Vyvanse, whatever it's called. Kate obtained a 209A, and she and Andrew ended their relationship. Yet they're still together. It's like, what? So she's always telling me, oh, you're addicted to Adderall. Bitch, your fucking crackhead boyfriend stole your fucking whatever it is, your script. It's like, I've never seen anything like this. This is the hypocrisy of it all, like this is her and a crackhead boyfriend. And that's one of the kids that got away that she wanted to keep. He's gone now. Here's the whole fucking police report. I got it in this whole article of, the kid that Johnson held the handle of the blade and she had her hand on the blade, the girl, and he was holding her hand there. She said that Johnson stated that if she didn't let go of the knife, he would slide it while she held it. She stated that Johnson was holding her hand to the blade and that he had cut her.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. And oh yeah, here's the one with her kid. Check this out.
This is the best day of my life.
She makes these YouTube videos. This is like 2012. Nobody's watching this.
Wait, what is happening?
Like, she thinks it's comedy. Like she's trying to be funny. So she's putting together like these YouTube videos. Like she wanted to be famous. So she made this YouTube channel that nobody watched. I found these videos and she hasn't taken them down because she's clearly locked out of the account. And so now they're up there, forever on her channel.
Right.
Yeah, they're there. And the date of this is like, I looked up the date. It was like July something, 2012. And then I looked on her fucking DCF reports. DCF comes in her house 3 days later and snatches the kids up. Like 3 days after this fucking video.
Oh my God.
So instead of like cleaning the house and getting your shit together, she's making YouTube videos. Like this is
so beautiful, and I hope that you never leave me, because if you leave me, I would be really upset. I would be so upset if you left me, because you're the first Facebook boyfriend I've ever had, and I really wanted a Facebook boyfriend. I love you, Michael.
What?
Watch this.
What in the fuck am I watching right now?
Hey, Mom. Wait. Mom, what are you doing?
This is what grown-ups do when they're in love!
You're a retard.
Oh my God.
She coached the 6-year-old to call her a retard for a video. And 3 days after this video is shot, that's the girl who grows up to be the one who threatens my children and had to go to court and has spent most of her life inside various foster homes because of this child abusing monster. Here's another video. This is filmed after the kids were taken from her. She does this video where she pretends to be like 7 months pregnant. Okay. She's standing. She pretends to be standing 7 months pregnant. And look, she's ripping butts outside of fucking Target. And then she goes into the Target and asks for the abortion pill. And when they won't, they're like, you're way too pregnant for the abortion pill. And then she asks to buy coat hangers. Like,
it's not going to work. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Right. So it's not going to work.
The problem.
Is that what she thinks is comedy?
Yeah, this is comedy for her.
How far along are you?
I'm not. Like I said, it's been like a few months.
But you're showing.
Right.
Like you look like you're going to have the baby now.
No, I don't think so anyway.
You haven't been to a doctor?
No, because why would I go to a doctor? I was going to get a pill.
Yeah, but you can't even have an abortion now. You're like definitely past the 3rd month.
Well, yeah, it's probably been more than 3 months.
You can't have an abortion after the 3rd month. The first trimester is done. You can't have an abortion.
Christ.
What happened? How did you not? I don't know what happened.
What happened?
Well, I mean, you got pregnant.
Well, yeah,
but,
I was gonna say like,
you didn't notice like before now, like.
Well, I just kind of figured that maybe it would like just kind of take care of it, like go away on its own, take care of itself. And then when it didn't, somebody told me to come in and they had a pill.
The pill's only effective.
It's just plan B. Is there like a C or a D?
This is the most
that's
cringe-worthy shit.
I know.
Anything else,
It's
like,
trying
you
to be
have to
funny.
go
You know what I
see
mean?
An actual OBG.
Right.
But see what I'm saying? She's just not funny either. Like you're not
at all.
Like there's a reason this never took off.
Because I can appreciate a good prank, but like at the end of that, I can't imagine going, "Oh, ha, you got me." I'd be like, "Dude, what? You can't think of anything better to do. That's the best thing you could come up with to do today."
And so her kid is constantly like, Kate's putting out content. Like now, if I had a kid like this, I would focus on them, be like, "You've had a lot of damage. I'm gonna focus on you, and we're gonna get you out services, and I'm gonna be a good mom and active." And you're like, no. Kate's just on YouTube all day. She's way more interested in me than her own kids. And so consequently, her daughter is constantly in like missing pictures, missing kids fucking posters. Like you see him on Facebook a lot. Like this kid is missing. It's always her daughter. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. And so like there was one a couple years ago where this like it was like I think this is 2020.
So it's like missing and then found safe and then missing again.
Usually
and then
that
found
means
safe.
they're like hanging out with fucking shady dudes,
Right?
And so like she goes here and this is her in the Discord and she's telling a bunch of strangers this. She goes, this is her. She goes, "I think we know there are ways on the street that teen girls can make money. I don't even really want to go there. It's too upsetting." So she is suggesting to strangers here that her daughter is prostituting herself. I'm not saying that. She's saying that. And she goes and tells the judge, he's saying my daughter's a hooker and this and that. No, bitch, you're saying that. You fucking lying piece of shit. Like, I don't document all this shit. She brings her kid around and uses her as a prop for like, when she stalks Chili DeCastro and shit, she would bring her kid around with her. And she goes, "That's the daughter that Chili and Turtle Boy refer to as a prostitute." No, bitch, you called her a prostitute. Then there's this video. This is her in Discord telling a bunch of strangers about her parenting. You got to hear this one.
A lot. Like, because it was like at first she would steal them, I would punish her for stealing them. And then I decided that I didn't want the alternative happening, so I would leave them out. I knew she was stealing them, and then I said, well, I don't really want to teach her to fucking steal, so I would tell her, you have to. At first I attached a chore to it, and I said, this is what they asked me, and
the kid does chores.
There's certain times that I'll say no, because I just know, like when she wakes up in the morning and goes, "Can I have a cigarette before school?" Like, no, you can't get into that habit, because this is a hard enough one to break. When you start fucking habitually smoking at certain times and getting into those rituals, it's even fucking harder. I know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I know the kids smoke weed. Like, not a big fucking deal to me anymore. I have harder lines, bigger issues. Last summer, I started to she had a boyfriend at the time. I let the boyfriend sleep over the house, and I provided them with condoms. Like, it was like, what?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Telling strangers that
go out and do it anyway.
Right. Like in a much more unsafe place, and like I'm not that much older than her. I remember when I was 18. It's not like I don't understand this shit to a certain degree. You just they can hang out safely. I have rules that I feel like are pretty fucking. I mean, they're pretty lax. Like, I know that they smoke pot, and I don't give them a hard time. I don't.
This one, I know. She goes, "I've been hit by her more than once. Her kid has been locked up like multiple times for assaulting Kate. The cops are constantly being called to the house for domestics because Kate is constantly getting into fistfights with her daughter and then blames the daughter for starting it. And the kid spends the weekend in juvie. It's happened. It happened on Thanksgiving 1 year. Oh, it's just like her house is fucking, there's knives being pulled on people. They're fighting each other. She's throwing rubbers at kids. There's kids smoking weed in the basement. There's another video where her son comes up. He's like 13. They're shooting fucking BB guns in the basement and there's smoke everywhere. It's fucking madness in her house. And she has the audacity to make these videos like, "I'm a prim and proper person. I'm so offended by all the things Turtle Boy's saying. Turtle Boy's so bad." You fucking scam artist. You lying scam artist piece of shit. But yeah, she goes. She's telling strangers this.
Allow drinking or hard drugs in my house. That's it.
No,
I will call the police if I find, and they know that. Like I feed them, I cook for them, and I feed them, and I'll drive them around. Like that's like, I'm not sitting there fucking doing arts and crafts with them all the time, and they deal with me screaming on the internet sometimes, or I do that. Like I don't. Andy is not a fucking batterer, like by any stretch of the imagination.
Yes, he is.
He's definitely put hands on me once or twice in the last 10 years. He's got fucking problems, but we argue. A lot less now that in the thick of it last year when he's pulling these reports from, because it's not that it excuses the chaos that occurs in my house sometimes, but my daughter was off the rails to the point to where she had run away from a group home and was gone for a week. She was sneaking out of her window all the time. We were finding drugs in her room. We were finding alcohol in her room.
Jesus, dude.
She was.
Why is she telling?
I try to give her a drug test, and if she was already having an episode, it would turn violent. She's thrown urine on me before. It was we would argue about.
Oh my God!
Because Andy for a long time felt like I wasn't, I wasn't strict enough with discipline, and if we just had stricter rules, then she would behave, and that's you can't discipline away mental health issues. You can't. We'd argue about it a lot. Because it was
she hasn't even taken a
she
breath.
came into my room early and was like, he scheduled a live about Andy. And I was like, yeah. I was like, so, who fucking cares? And she was like, this is all your fault. They're going to pull that up. I'm going to look bad. He's going to look bad. You make everybody look bad. I was like, it's nobody watches it, Teresa. It's fine. And then
the kid goes into her room and is like, Mom, he's writing about he's talking about Andy pulling a knife on me. This is embarrassing. Can you stop poking him and just leave him alone? The daughter's asking the mom, I don't want I get pulled into this shit because of you, and I'm not pulling the kid in. She's the one volunteering this information about her own kid and sharing it with the world. And I'm putting a spotlight on Kate for being a shitty mother. And the kid's telling the mother, can you please stop? But no, Kate's like, no, I'm not. You're a fucking pawn to me. I use you to try to get orders on him. I make you skip school to embarrass yourself in court and read these horrific messages that you sent. And I'm throwing rubbers at you and fucking you're straight, you're a runaway. And this is fucking the worst parent ever. And it's just that she sits there and dunks on other people. Maybe I need to do a thing on her tomorrow, because I feel like most people in the Karen Reed world just know her as being this anti-Karen Reed troll, but they don't know the history, bro. You guys, if you're new, you don't know how ratchet this bitch is.
If I didn't know somebody arguably as bad, I wouldn't believe it. And
does that person have a YouTube channel?
No.
That's what makes her unique,
right?
She's it would be one thing if she was a run-of-the-mill ratchet, but she pretends like she's this prim and proper, educated person who is so offended by my behavior. It
is so crazy.
So yeah, you can put the video back on. I just wanted to share some of it. That's the actual witness intimidation. She's acting like it's nothing. And this is me following Christina Yakomowski to her car. I'm trying to interview her. And this is what Kate's all mad about.
To most people. And it had nothing to do with Aiden being a witness in any case. I had no reason to believe that he was.
I was the only
It wasn't anything to do with the court process that I was objecting to, clearly. It was Aiden's harassment of a tiny woman who he admits was terrified of him every time she attended a court date.
You know how flustered Krusty was by this dude? She was. She sat in the bathroom. Her car was there before anyone else's. She was in the courthouse. She must have been hiding in the bathroom until her lawyer got there because she was so afraid. I'm not going to hurt you, Krusty. I'm just here to ask you some questions.
Aiden's only purpose in showing up to court was to photograph her in the courtroom without court permission, film her, taunt her, and harass her.
Well, it's just so funny because, she clipped you saying,
yeah, I'm not a physical clip you. Yeah. I'm just trying to ask Krissy questions.
I'm trying to understand her point. What is she trying to convey here?
So Krissy hated Kate. She was with me for a while. and was in like a group chat with me and would just shit on Kate and Leah and all these other people, and for a long time. And then one day, you know, Krusty says, "Oh my God, I think somebody is hacking my phone, guys. Something's happening." I'm like, I thought she was like crazy. And then next thing you know, Kate starts posting screenshots of our group chat. And I'm like, how the fuck is Kate getting information from our group chat? Like, where is she getting this shit from? And Chrissy's like, "Oh my God, I'm telling you, some of these, I think I'm being hacked, whatever." And so I'm like all worried about it now because Kate is like getting information on us. That's how Kate found out about Lauren Murray, was through Christina Yakimovsky. Okay. So Christina Yakimovsky was also sexting with me. I never banged her. Okay. But there was some light sexting going on, and she also shared that shit with Kate. Okay. And so like she had a too, you know, it was whatever. So anyway, next thing you know, like Christina, like she's like convincing me that I'm hacked. And so I go to the fucking police and they send me to the state police cyber crimes. And I'm like, I think my phone is hacked or something. I'm like, how the fuck does this woman have all this information? As it turns out, the whole time it was just Krissy betraying me. It was just Krissy sharing information with Kate, being a fucking piece of shit and blah, blah, blah. While I was while her legal proceedings are still going on. So now it's like, oh, okay, well, time to offer. I tell the prosecution everything. I had not spoken to them previously. I contacted them and I said, "Look, she sent the tape to me." And they're like, "What?" Yeah, here's the email where she sent me. Like, oh, shit, got her. Krissy almost went to jail over this. They offered her a fucking a 2-year suspended jail sentence. And me and Lauren both spoke as victims at her, because the shit she did to Lauren Murray too. She fucking hated her for some reason. They all hate, like, they're so mean to her. It's fucking weird. But yeah, Krissy was fucking the devil. So she's like acting like, it's a long story, but Krissy's fucking evil. Anyway, back to, I got a crazy life.
Wow.
And then posted on social media to humiliate her. I still fail to see to this day how his presence had anything to do with the court process at all. Just about everything he has been charged for in Norfolk County, he was doing to this woman at the time. He knew that she was aware that he had participated in the crime and lied to the police. So he threatened her business, her family.
I mean, like, that is a very different story than what I just heard you say.
Yeah,
different.
I still have the email. Krissy sent me the fucking thing. There's no words attached. I play it on my show, and I'm like, then the police contact me and they're like, "Did she tell you this was illegally recorded?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." And they charge her only and not me. So that's the whole story. That's it.
I mean, right. Like the piano music is killing
I
me.
know the piano. It's so serious.
Funny.
It's so serious.
Her reputation and kept the pressure on her to keep her quiet.
How'd that turn out, dear? How'd that turn out? I'll be at your next court date too. I'll be at all of them. I'll be there when you're convicted. And then I'll be contacting all of your customers to let them know that you wiretap their phone calls too, because you probably do. You're allowed to do
At
that.
no point did it dawn on me, or even Aiden for that matter, that he could ever possibly be a witness in this case. He was just a horrible bully pressuring a woman into silence. Frankly, if anyone could have been a witness in that case, for the prosecution, it would have been me. He had sent me the full recording as sent to him.
There is. That's the fucking recording. But go ahead, Kate. Notice there's no words. It's just, that's the fucking tape that I played. There's no words.
And instructed me not to share it. I responded,
So of course she's not going to go over it. So like that's what you just played, right?
And look what I'm saying there. I go, okay, keep that convo private for now. And then she goes, "Oh, it's a felony." And then I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm talking about Hadassah below that, but go ahead.
Okay.
So I don't acknowledge
of course
anything here.
Not, because it was a felony. I knew it was wiretapped because he told me it was.
He told
so
me it
he
was?
knew as well. He instructed the defense.
Where do I say I know it's wiretapped? Where do I say that?
Got her on tape. It's 45 minutes of insanity. I'll send to you. So it's saying that you got that you have a recording here.
But Krissy sent me the fucking tape. Do I acknowledge in here that it's wiretapped?
Right.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Krissy
just the
sent me a
tape.
fucking-
like
she sent me a fucking
how
tape
it was
to play it.
obtained is
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. You send me a
Right.
fucking tape and it's good. I'm gonna play it. Period.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it's not that's Chrissy. I mean, all it says here is that you obtained it from Chrissy.
Yeah.
That's all it says here.
And I don't say that Chrissy acknowledges that it's wiretap, do I?
No.
Because Chrissy didn't tell me that. And so Chrissy sends me a fucking tape. I'm a content creator. She taped this woman, Hadassah, who I was doing stories on, and I fucking play. I'm like, it was crazy. And so I play it because it was interesting. And Hadassah hears it and she's like, I didn't consent to that. Hadassah calls the cops. She's like, Chrissy Yakimovsky illegally recorded me. And Chrissy's charged. And then the cops call me and they go, did you know that it was illegally recorded? I go, I don't know. Chrissy just sent me a fucking tape. I played it. Okay, cool. Then you haven't committed a crime. You're a witness,
Right.
though. You are a fucking witness. You're the only witness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was a witness for Hadassah, who ironically, so when Chrissy betrayed me, that's what the first person I called was Hadassah. And she's like, Hadassah hated me because I'd written many stories about her and she's a little crazy herself. And so I contacted Hadassah and I'm like, Hadassah, don't hang up. She's like, who's this? I'm like, it's Aiden. I come in peace. And I'm like, come in peace. I go, I know we have a history together, but I would like to help you out if possible. I'll tell the truth. I'll tell what happened. Now this tape was sent to me of you. I did not know that she illegally recorded it, whatever. So like I'm Hadassah's, I would go to court with Hadassah. I was her witness, which is ironic because 5 years earlier, Hadassah in that same courthouse tried to get a restraining order on me and failed.
Right. Well, I'm saying like that it makes sense that you would be the witness because you're the one who obtained. You would be the best witness because you're the one who obtained. You're the one who obtained the recording,
right,
from the person who illegally recorded.
Right. And so I can testify that did Christine Yakimovsky send this to you? Yes, she did. Okay, thank you.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Defendant in the case to send him an email without any text in the body so that if anything went wrong and the authorities got involved, he would be protected by plausible deniability.
These conversations are made. You send me a tape of something and it's interesting. I'm gonna like notice those conversations she plays there. Like look at those conversations. Like none of those involve me.
It said Pamela, and I mean there's some girl with a fairy avatar.
This isn't the police charging me though, is it? No. Okay, but that's not me. I don't know who that is. And then it's her. To be fair, you did disseminate it. I doubt it'll go far. Chrissy's taken the heat. Okay, so yeah, I disseminated a tape that was fucking sent to me. Fuck, you know what I mean?
Don't you know, man? Don't you know that just saying things out loud and putting piano music behind it makes it true?
It does to some retards. She's really good at fooling stupid people, as Brett once said.
That's what I said. I actually said that. I said I could see that she's very manipulative, but she's only good at manipulating fucking retards.
Yep.
I said this on a live stream. I think the last time I reviewed her. I think I said it on the 12-hour stream when Boston Mike and Tom were up here. That's when I said it. We went over the last video that she did before this one.
Did by plausible deniability.
Because you send me a tape of something and it's interesting, I'm going to play it. And so she's stupid. She doesn't understand how the law works, Chrissy. Hadassah hears that. Hadassah calls the police. Chrissy obviously is implicated because she recorded it. But the cops called me about that. The Milford police called me about that. And they said, did you know that this was illegally recorded? I go, no, I got sent the tape. I play it, period. They go, case closed. You're out of it. If I had said yes,
that's almost verbatim what you just said. So like,
why is she playing the part that makes me look good? Like, why are you playing you don't even know how to do a good hit piece.
That's what I'm saying. Is like she thinks that if she says words out loud and plays the proof that contradicts it, it doesn't matter.
Because now it would be good if she somehow, if after this she played something showing that I did know it was illegally recorded. Then you're on to something. But does she do that? We'll see.
So ridiculous. Like these are like almost exactly the words you just used.
I could have been implicated in the crime as well. Certainly, I could have been charged as well.
He's used this tactic in other instances of wiretapping as well, and often taunts his victims with it.
So if
Used what tactic? Like just
clue.
like unsolicited recordings sent to you? That what tactic? That you just get a text message and it's a recording and you fucking what?
It's not my job to track down the person on the record and be like, did you get consent? Like, people send me a fucking thing to play it, you know?
Yeah.
Margie had told me I have an illegally recorded conversation here between Katie Thompson and I, and then I played it knowing that would be a crime. But if she just sent me an audio and didn't say that, if the audio existed, which I'm certainly not saying, no audio like that exists. I definitely did not, Katie Thompson, hear anything like that, just to let you know. I mean, these people are so stupid. What do they think I'm going to say when the cops call me? Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, I got it right. Oh, totally. I was just breaking the law. And then they announced it to the world. That's what I was doing. Right. No. Stupid. I mean, dumbasses. Seriously.
By the time the stream I am now being criminally charged for occurred, Aiden's relationship with the woman who had refused to report him for his part in the crime had soured, and I was long gone from the blog.
Krusty.
Whereas before he had attended her hearings to support her and decry what he called injustice and corruption, he now was showing up to intimidate, antagonize, and humiliate her, much like the conduct he has been indicted for relating to the Karen Reed case.
I just laugh. No way you're intimidating Christina Yakomowski. I mean, I did the same thing with Christina Yakomowski. I did this. I followed her outside of court and asked pointed, tough questions of
Pause
her.
it. And this is exactly
for her
my point.
wiretapping case.
This is exactly my point. I have been doing what I did with the McAlberts for years. I did it to Christina Yakomowski. I did it to Monica Cannon Grant. I've done it to fucking dozens of people. Mike Fucci, you name it. This is what I do. I expose shitty behavior, and I'm the guy who doesn't just talk shit on a keyboard. I show up and I ask you questions. You know what I mean? If
right.
You know what I mean? I'm the guy with balls who actually shows up. And so it's like, it didn't become a crime until I did it to powerful people. Like it's like, and that's my whole point. It's never been illegal. It's still not fucking illegal. That's the point, dipshit.
Yeah. That is a great point. You weren't charged until you did it to people who are powerful.
Right.
And can get it done through special prosecutors.
With Hadassah. And I was aggressive. I was rude. I was the same shit I was with this other people.
Aiden is not as brilliant as he believes himself to be. Yet he has managed to do to me exactly what he accused the state police, prosecutor, and me of doing to him. He took an isolated statement out of context to fabricate a charge against me 2 years after the fact as a means of silencing and punishing me. For years, he has manipulated his.
She's saying right there that it's not fair when the same thing that I did to him happens to me. That's what she's saying.
Right. And it might even be believable if what she was saying might even be believable if anybody gave a fuck who she was. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, silence you. What are you talking about? Nobody's trying to fucking silence you.
I can't silence you. It's a free country.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like I'm not trying to, I'm just looking for equal treatment under the law. If I there's no reason, if this is how the law works and how it's going to be applied, then it needs to be applied equally to everyone. And quite frankly, it's not the same thing. Like what I've done with the McAlberts, there are no tapes of me saying on my show that you better not show up to court, Jennifer McCabe. If you show up to court, then I'm going to physically assault you. We're going to have men with us. And if you're afraid, imagine if there was audio like that. There's nothing like that. I just show up and ask them, why'd you Google how long to die in cold and call them cop killers? These are not the same thing. Like what she did is significantly more egregious and obviously witness intimidation because it involves physical threats. Nothing I said involves physical threats.
literally using the words "don't show up to court."
Don't go
like,
up. I know,
like,
yeah. Do not
that,
show up. Do not show up.
Right.
Go ahead.
That is fucking witness. That is the epitome of witness intimidation.
Yep.
Like if you were gonna put that into words, it would witness intimidation. Don't show up to court. Don't go
Especially
testify.
because in that context, she was friends with Krusty by then, who is the defendant. I am a witness against the defendant, and she is telling me not to show up to give testimony against her friend. Like what? That's fucking that's the definition of witness intimidation. Oh my God. And she's like blaming me for this. I didn't do this. The Holden police do not fucking work for me. They fucking have to follow the law.
Right.
So if I bring a complaint to them and they look it up, they're going to charge me with it. They've attempted to charge me with the crime before too. She contacts them all the time. She's never gotten anywhere with any crime. She's been trying to get me, Holden police to charge me with shit for years. She's frustrated by it. But I was charged one time. The Holden police filed a criminal complaint against me for wiretapping of all things with this crazy bitch that happened right before the Karen Reed thing named Victoria Haskins. She was calling me all the time. She did the wellness check at my house at 2 a.m. and said I had a gun to my head and the cops showed up. And so I would record her when she called me and I didn't tell her about it. And so the Holden police, she called the Holden police and said I wiretapped her. And so I made a deal with the Holden police. They filed a criminal complaint against me. And I made a deal with, I go, can you tell her that I will agree to drop the charges I have against her for getting this, fake 911 call at 2 a.m, swatting. I'll drop that if she drops this. And she agreed and it was fucking over. So the Holden police don't do me any favors. You know what I mean? Like, and they looked at this and I didn't charge you. They did.
Yeah, I mean, right. Like they charge you because they feel like they're in a position where they have to. And,
because you broke the law. Like, I don't hear any responsibility on her part for any of her current situation.
There's none. She's a victim with fucking cheesy stock piano fucking music. Like, it's crazy.
Police department against me. But this is perhaps his most egregious act. The full context is not only in the video, but in the broader story. Aiden knows what he was doing to that woman and why I was upset. At the time, I had no reason to believe he was a witness, only that he was a vindictive bully trying to intimidate someone who could expose him. For the record, as far as I know, the case was dismissed.
But you haven't exposed him, though. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like it's been years.
Yeah.
As I'm understanding this, like where's the exposure? What when is this exposing going to take place?
Without a trial or Aiden Carney ever testifying, I remain unconvinced he was ever listed as a witness, as he claims.
As long as
without a trial, there wouldn't have been a witness list, and it's unclear what he could have testified to. Realistically, he would have had to plead the fifth. Aiden has taken this manufactured charge and used it to get a protective order against me, which he regularly tries to weaponize.
She has the right to be here.
No, she's not if I have an order on her. It doesn't matter if she's here. It doesn't matter if she's here first.
You can cross there and avoid her.
It doesn't matter if I'm here first.
You can cross there and avoid her.
I'm aware. Well, first of all, I just came
Not
from
how
there,
orders
so I
work.
crossed that way.
But okay.
But it doesn't matter.
I remember going over this like when it happened.
Outrageous. She's here first. Does that matter?
She has the right to be here also.
Not if I'm here.
Not if she has an order.
Right now is the
That's
violation.
not how orders work, officer.
Not at all. Like I remember watching this and being like, what the fuck? Like, dude.
This is the same department charging me with violating an order against Lindsay Gattani because I was there and she came into my orbit. She could have gone another way too, couldn't she have? She could have not come to court, but I still got charged, didn't I?
And you're literally the only person there out of all of them, out of all of you mentioned here, that has a legitimate reason for being there.
Right. Like, what does Krusty have to be here? Why is she here? She didn't know John.
They're there to harass you. That's what they're there to do.
Counter protesting me, and I have an order on her. The balls on her. The balls.
Right. And so you're making this officer aware of this, and he's like, "You go around, go over there."
Yep.
Yeah, you can cross at that crosswalk.
I gotta go pee real quick.
All right. Excuse me. I'm trying to talk to the officer. He doesn't have to film them. It doesn't matter. You don't have to film them. Sir, excuse me.
No, you can film it. It's fine.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. So it doesn't matter who's here first according to an order. You know that, right?
You could cross there and avoid her.
I just crossed. I came from here.
Yeah, but you're intentionally trying to walk near her.
What do you mean intentionally? This is the fastest way.
It's a crosswalk,
Walk there,
sir.
it's square.
But first of all, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to get something to drink down there because I'm running low on water. And I'm going to come back this way. But like, she can't be here. I mean, this is an order. She can? You're sure of that? So when I was inside that courthouse and somebody with an order walked in on me, right? I had to leave even though I was there first, right?
Yeah. You're trying to initiate contact with her.
I am. I'm not trying to initiate contact. I'm just walking.
He's
towards the
victim
protest.
blaming.
But I'm just saying, if I want to walk by here, that's a problem.
You're right to walk by this.
Okay.
Then she needs to move.
Most concerning is Aiden's relentless obsession with
Yeah, technically, that's exactly what he was doing. He's victim blaming. He's like, you're the problem.
You
Like,
could have
no,
gone
dude.
this way. It's like she could have just not come here at the same time. She's intentionally coming towards me. This order clearly means nothing to her. It has since been extended to 100 yards and will certainly be renewed, after this year because, she's being charged with like she thinks this is a joke. These are serious charges. She also has charges of violating the order against Lauren Murray in Stoughton and in Dedham, and a witness intimidation charge in Dedham as well. Like she has real fucking legal problems.
Right? Yeah. Like it's just so funny. It's like, officer, look, I have a protective order against her. I'm at work. She's here because she doesn't have a job. That's what's going on here. Like, so why am I being the one who's
what do I have to
unreal? Right.
with depriving me of my liberty by any means necessary. He has discovered that filing false police reports can meet the minimal threshold of probable cause, leading to complaints and potential bail revocation, unjustly putting me in jail for actions I did not commit.
And so the whole, but probable cause, the bar isn't like, hello, I went to jail for 60 days for something that she knows I didn't do.
Oh. He knows it. She set it up.
I know. It's like
she's like, there's
it's in
proof.
writing. It's in fucking writing. Oh my god.
So
I had to charge someone, and she can get her bail revoked if she's charged with a crime, as she should.
Recently, he created a fake YouTube account impersonating mine, posted a message directed at himself, and reported it to the police. He also accused me of tagging him on social media.
What'd she say?
She said that you... I'll play it again.
YouTube account impersonating mine, posted a message directed at himself, and reported it to the police.
I did. This is the Sean of the Golf thing. I did not create that account. I got alerted by Taillight Whisperer and a couple other mods, Annette Stevenson, reality check, that crazy broad. She sends me a thing saying, or she sent it through Krusty Citrone sends me a thing saying that, Kate's in there and here's her comment. Here's a screenshot. She's in violation of the order. She must not have been realized that she was logged into that account. So I bring it to the police and they find probable cause and they file a criminal complaint against her. And that's when Sean in the Golf inserted himself into it and was like, that was not Kate Peter, and came to her fucking rescue. But it wasn't me. I'm convinced it was Kate. The fucking comment's gone. I just got sent a screenshot of it. If there's not enough evidence to fucking charge her, but I'm going to fucking report it when I see it, period.
Right. She's saying that you created the fake account.
Yeah.
And
what is that? What evidence does she have of that?
That's
nothing. She has nothing because she makes shit up. That's the difference between her and I. I bring receipts.
Who has time for that?
Yeah.
Accused me of tagging him on social media, which is impossible since I have had him blocked on all platforms since March 2024. Luckily, the clerk magistrate saw through his attempts to manipulate the system and no charges issued. But it's a hollow victory, as I am sure he will just try to manufacture something else to continue to retaliate against me for the information I have given to police.
There's liberty at stake here. Now I'm starting to get a little upset about how this particular department is being used against Ms. Peters.
I know that I will have to take my case to trial. I am someone who will always take responsibility for my mistakes, but I will not capitulate to something I did not do. The irony in this is that Aiden has repeatedly claimed that the witness intimidation statute is unconstitutional. And the
one used to charge you is absolutely
so listen, the
unconstitutional.
point she's making here is that, well, if he's saying it's unconstitutional, that means she's not guilty too. That's the point she's making here. But what she doesn't realize is we are not charged with the same aspects of the law.
Right.
You're being charged for the physical threats of violence. I'm being charged for the emotional damage I've done. That the constitutional part is the physical. That's constitutional. It should be illegal.
The line.
Right. You should not be allowed to physically do it. If you can't threaten to kill somebody, you can't threaten to hurt them. You can't tell them not to show up to court. You can make them sad, though. You're allowed to make them sad. You're allowed to be like, Chris, you're a big fucking
That's what makes it unconstitutional.
Right.
What
We're
makes it unconstitutional is the fact that they're saying that you could intimidate someone who is a potential witness, which is very broad. It could be fucking anybody. You're not allowed to picket someone who could be a potential witness and who could cause emotional harm to somebody. That is not the law does not protect you from your feelings being hurt. It doesn't. Period. It just doesn't.
It's to be repealed.
We want to put the witness intimidation statute on trial because we believe it's unconstitutional.
It is.
I guess what he means is only when it affects him. I take a lot of solace in knowing that, in making this accusation against me, he is essentially undercutting every defense he has tried to lay out for himself. By saying that one sentence in an old YouTube stream is witness intimidation, he is essentially condemning himself for his own actions on his. I never took a mob to his house.
I would love to see that argued in court.
Yeah. That it's okay. It's okay because he did it too. That's what she seems to be saying. She just said, I never took a mob to his house. Bitch, you took pictures of yourself in my fucking driveway and posted them on Facebook. And you left a threatening note for my ex-wife. You threatened to send fucking pornography to my parents' house. Like you're a fucking stalker. You threatened to come to my kids' cheerleading. You're a stalker. Like you're like, basically she saw what I was doing with the McAlberts and she's like, well, I'm going to do the same thing then. And it's legal. And then I got arrested and it's like, what do you think's going to happen to you now?
It's not even apples and oranges. It's apples and donuts. Like it's completely and totally different. It is not even close to comparable. Like
she's so obsessed with me that in her mind, it's going to be an acceptable defense in court to be like, Your Honor, he's bad too. It's like the judge is
her right.
Like the judge is going to be like, what the fuck does that have to do with your charges? Like we're here.
That's her big bomb. That's her big bomb drop in this video here is saying, oh, Aiden is undercutting his own defense by having me charged with witness intimidation. Like, no. And we just explained thoroughly in 3 different ways as to why that's bullshit.
Or stood outside his business to financially harm him, or tried to interfere with the case at all. He and I have a long history filled with animosity.
Mostly.
Meanwhile, he has said things like this to people he does not know, simply because of their testimony in a murder case.
Talk to Chris Albert. All he has to do is come clean and get his son to admit what he did and get his brother to admit what he did, and then this thing's over. Then there's no more going to kids' games and interviewing and going to your goddamn pizza shop. It all fucking ends. So I'm sick of this. You're playing right into their hands if you do this whole like, oh, we can't leave kids out of it.
The truth is, I cannot stand by and watch innocent people suffer at the hands of a monster I helped create.
She's a real hero.
A monster she helped create. I love it.
First of all, you did not help create, like, bitch, I was huge before you. Like, I started this shit in 2014. You were a fan. She called me her fucking idol because she's a fucking fan. She loved this shit. She wanted to be me so badly, except she's just not funny or entertaining, and she's extremely ratchet. Like, my life is pretty good. You know what I mean? All things considered, like I have 2 kids who I see every day who love me and they're healthy and smart. And then your kids look at your kids. And
well, right. When this is all over, you're going to be sitting pretty. Because right now, aside from the turmoil that you're dealing with legally, your life is nice. You have
Right.
a great relationship with your children. You have a nice girlfriend. You're probably on good terms, none of my business, with your ex, you know, whatever. The bottom line is that you have a sound business that you're running. You have a happy life that once this legal shit is over, you'll have peace.
Yeah.
She's going to have somebody taking a knife to her at home.
Like she will never
Right.
own, like you'll never own fucking property. You'll never, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
have you seen
Yeah.
her car? Like there's no hubcaps at all. There haven't been them. Like the hubcaps have been gone since fucking like 2017 on that beat up Corolla. Like, look what you drive. You're a fucking degenerate. Like, look at your life, and then look at my life. We're not the same.
It's so crazy. Like, and she doesn't do herself any favors at all. Like that's the whole thing. Is just like all of this is all moot when you just look at, like, lady, all of this is a product of you being obsessed with somebody that, like, you wouldn't even bother talking about her if she just lived her fucking shitty little life.
Right.
You know, on her own. Like, it's so crazy. And she's sitting here like going, oh my God, this monster that I helped create, and I feel this responsibility to do something about it. Like, no, that's not what's going on here. What's going on here is that you are pissed off and jealous, and your envy became a poisonous cancer that has taken over all of your ability to make decisions.
Yep.
That's clearly what happened.
It's just like, and she can't let it go and just move on. She can't do it.
Right.
It's impossible. Like, and so I think she earlier in the video, she called this like the final showdown or something like that. Like, but the fact that you think about it like that, like, I don't think this isn't the Price is Right, the Showcase Showdown. Like, no, we're not in a competition here. Like, there's no competition. You're significantly below my level. Like, you're not even close to having the reach that I do, the influence that I do, you know, the business that I do. Like, we're not on the same level. This is not a rivalry. This is an obsession, and it's one-sided. And you are just like an annoying bug that won't fucking go away. That's all she is.
Right. You will be, when this is all over, you will be discussing another case. You will have more popularity. She will be nothing because what she had was you and the Karen Reed thing. And if she tries to pull this with another case, there's no way to escape that umbrella of all you give a shit about is bothering Turtle Boy.
Right.
All you give a shit about is trolling Turtle Boy. That's it. Like, she has just that little bit of grace to those who are too stupid to see and understand better, you know, and say, oh, well, it's, you know, all about proving Karen Reed is guilty because she's a cop killer and it's justice for John O'Keefe. But it's just a mask for, I hate Turtle Boy. And I want to do everything I can to make his life difficult.
Karen Reed's probably thanking her lucky stars that, like, Kate didn't find her cause before I did, because Karen Reed would have taken any help she could have gotten.
Yeah.
In those early months, like, nobody was talking about this story. And like, if somebody like Krusty came along and used her channel to promote Karen Reed's cause, Karen Reed probably would have embraced it, right? Because you know what I mean? Any help is good help. And she's probably thank fucking God Turtle Boy took up my cause instead of Krusty, because this could have ended up totally different.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I assumed Karen Reed did it until I looked at Sleuthy Goosey's spreadsheet, like, carefully. I thought I just assumed she did it. I just assumed she was just, you know, got drunk.
We're inclined to believe defendants are guilty, that they're sitting in the defendant.
We are.
That is the bias Karen Reed has to overcome, is that
somebody literally had to tell me, you can't go by articles and news stories in this case. You have to look at the documents. That's what it took. And then so I did, and then I was okay. I'm really glad that I did. But now, I mean, here we are, and there's only a handful of morons, like a handful of morons that believe that Karen Reed is guilty at this point.
Yep, that's it.
Like, you sound stupid when you even like anybody who even sits there and acts like they're on the fence about it at this point. I can't even entertain those people anymore. Unless they're not familiar with the case. You know what I mean? If they're not familiar with the details, I understand that, you know. But once you're at this point, if you've been following the case for a year and you think that Karen Reed is guilty, you're fucking retarded.
That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it, brother.
Period. Dude.
Was there like a this thing?
I'm really glad that you like came up here for this.
Well, I was just listening, and I'm like, I know you're not that familiar with there, so now I'm like, let's fuck it. I got nothing.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I would have trolled the video and done fine with it, but I would have not had nearly the information, like not even close to the information that like countered the shit that she was saying, and in such a fucking destructive way. Like the information that you shared when I shared this screen was like it just pummeled everything that she said.
Yeah. that tape of her, like, I just, once again, the tape of her just sharing all this information with strangers about her fucking kids and
it's like she would steal them. I would punish her for stealing them. And then I decided that I didn't want the alternative happening, so I would leave them out. I knew she was stealing them, and then I said, well, I don't really want to teach her to fucking steal, so I would tell her, you have to. At first I attached a chore to it, and then it's at this point, like, ask me, and there's certain times that I'll say no, because I just know, like, when she wakes up in the morning and goes, can I have a cigarette before school? Like, no, you can't get into that habit, because this is a hard enough one to break. When you start fucking habitually smoking at certain times and getting into those rituals, it's even fucking harder. I know what's going to happen. Like I said, I know the kids smoke weed. Like, you know, not a big fucking deal to me anymore. I have harder lines, you know, bigger issues. Last summer, I started to she had a boyfriend at the time. I let the boyfriend sleep over the house, and I provided them with condoms. Like, you know.
What? Imagine telling strangers that. My 15-year-old is having a boyfriend come over and fuck her, and I'm just whipping condoms at him. Here, kids.
I could tell you that at 16, I was a fucking shithead. But my mom, God bless her, never, like, as resistant as I was, as rebellious as I was, she always fought it. She would never cower to like the way that she's talking about right here. Like, well, you know, it's better than fucking. No, dude. Like, my mom was like, no, you're not going to be a shithead in my house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's not normal.
Unreal.
Like, you're not.
No.
I understand the whole, like, my kids are going to do bad things. I understand that. But that doesn't mean you need to promote it in your house. Be like, oh, well, I'm just going to give them booze here.
And then brag about it on the internet. What are you doing?
The strangers just random. This is on our Discord. Some of the weirdest, creepiest people. Like, listen to this guy commenting afterwards about that. Listen to this dude.
I was like, what's the alternative? Really? Yeah.
Should go out and do it anyway.
Right. Like, in a much more unsafe place.
It's like, you're just like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, these are the kind of people in their Discord. They're like, hey, it's gonna go out and do it anyway. So might as well just give her condoms. Like, imagine trying to impress. That's your life, is like trying to impress that guy, whoever the fuck. And they say
whoever the fuck that guy is.
They say I run a cult. Like, she literally has a cult of fucking weirdos on the internet, like that guy, whoever the fuck that guy is, you know. And people have broken, like, she has a literal cult. Like, like, there's a big difference is that, and cult leaders lie. Like, I'm not lying to people. She just lies. This whole thing is a fucking lie. Everything she's saying is a provable lie.
Like, no, that's so funny. Like, that's what's so funny about it is, like, it is not a case of your word against hers. Like, she just sat up there. She made this video that, again, would only sell an idiot who is hypnotized by stupid fucking stock piano music and her fucking word salad, and then you're like, wait a minute, no, like receipts. Like I have to rename this live because like I was going to take calls, but it's already like we've already been live past 3 hours, and I'm not doing that. But like it's funny because I'm gonna have to rename this live. Like her live stream was called I was charged with a felony, here's why. I'm gonna rename it Krusty Panties was charged with a felony, and here's why. With Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna retitle it.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's nothing but like pure fucking proof, like her voice and video of like her being insane.
Right.
Wild.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and thanks for having me on for a couple hours. But
oh, I'm glad you did, man. Thank you.
I still I'm probably gonna do my show Sunday after the Bills Ravens game. I don't want to. The game starts at 6:30, and everyone that's like the big game this weekend is Bills Ravens. So, you know, if I started at 9, it's gonna be like the fourth quarter. So I'm just gonna wait for the end of the Bills Ravens game, I think, to do my show this weekend. So it's a little late for people on a Sunday, but hey, Martin Luther King Day Monday, so no school. Motherfucker had a dream.
Nice.
You know, so
yep.
Anyway, but thanks for having me, brother.
Dude, thank you for joining me, man. This took a different turn that I expected, but it took a fun turn. I'm glad you joined, man. I always have fun with you, so I appreciate you, man.
Peace to you, bum grease.
Later, guys. Oh, I didn't mean to say guys. I haven't said bye to you guys yet. I'm about to say bye to you guys because I am beat. And I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go live again tomorrow. Who knows? And then I'll make up for the not taking calls this time. And we'll go over MicroDots video tomorrow. But yeah, this turned out to be great. So big shout out and a thank you again to Dr. Turtle Boy for joining us. That was a really, really fun live stream. And so yeah, it was very, very fun. Yeah, totally worked out. Absolutely 100%. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and I have Turtle Boy's defense fund link pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure to click on that, and if you're feeling generous, help them out. Because as you can see, I mean, the receipts don't lie. The receipts don't lie, people. So you know, the man can use all the help he can get. So I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight and hanging out. And that was a lot of fun. It's always fun hanging out with Aiden. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. If you're new subscribers, please make sure to hit the like if you have not already. It really helps me out, and thank you guys for all of the support. I'm sorry I wasn't able to read a lot of the super chats out loud, but I did highlight them. It's just that, you know, I didn't want to interrupt our guest, and you guys are amazing. I love hanging out with you guys, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Friday night. That may sound pathetic, but not at my age. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. You guys are absolutely amazing. I am so grateful for you guys. Thank you guys very much. I love you, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.